Hello and welcome to the Boise State Esports Arena. Today you're joining us for the Collegiate Halo playoffs as Boise State is looking to make their way through a bracketed tournament to claim ultimate Collegiate Halo Championship glory, bragging rights, prize money, and all the good stuff that generally comes alongside winning. I'm your host, Jacob Palmer. I'm joined by Colin Majunkin to call all of the action for you as we move through the various rounds of this tournament. Boise State is currently in round 3, I'm not mistaken. Colin, well, why don't you give us kind of a, since we're just joining them as the tournament is in progress, how's the Boise State's journey been so far?
So starting off with the tournament, we end up facing off against some actually blanking on the name right there, but the first round we ended up taking a W. That's all that really matters at the end of the day. But then we ended up facing off against Fisher, who we all know is a pretty tough opponent when it comes to any game we face off. And 2, we end up getting pushed down to the lower bracket. We're now in round 3, where we're going to be facing off against Ohio. And we ended up playing them in sort of the preseason part of the Kentucky LAN tournament that we participated in last semester. So we're expecting some familiarity from this team, and looking like the Broncos are probably going to take a W here tonight.
Well, if they want to take a W, then they're going to have to follow Doc's keys to the game in Halo for us here today. And those are to control the high ground, rotate to power items, target the enemy team, and of course, always employ those sweaty comms. It's all brought to us by Drop-In Gaming, the premier online platform for gamers who seek competition. Play your favorite games to win cash and prizes through free and paid entry matches and tournaments. Whether you're new to the scene or a seasoned veteran, Drop-In Gaming has the right games and competition for you. Also a chance for us to take a look at the opening lineup and the 4 players that we have up on the stage. We've got Reality, a Vagar, a Mortar, and Asteria joining us here today. That's the opening lineup, brought to you by Count. Identity Trust Global Network delivers real-time fraud prevention, account protection, and enables personalized customer experiences for the 9,000 leading brands and payment providers. They're ready to jump into this game. This is going to be a best of 5, and we're starting out on Oddball Live Fire. Normally I associate Oddball with Streets because I've seen that pairing so many times. So what does Live Fire throw into the mix for us?
Live Fire is going to throw in just it's been a while since I believe any of us here at the Boise State Arena have casted a Halo matchup here. So quite honestly, it's just going to throw, I feel like, everyone for a little bit of a debacle here, but it's not entirely uncommon to have Oddball here. And especially there's like 2 sections of the map in my mind, mainly 3. This corner piece, the natural blue spawn and the natural red spawn, where you can really hold on to the oddball and just kind of hunker down a lot of the time. So, I feel like the Broncos, we don't know the map selection, we don't know who chose it, but if this was the Broncos pick or Ohio pick, I feel like it's such a common map, it won't, map knowledge won't really care for a lot of these teams.
Well, we're certainly going to have some time for the Broncos to shine. We'll see how their long-range skill is on this map, because there are a lot of long sight lines that you can take, and especially once you get those snipers into the mix as well.
Yeah, I don't know if it's the Spanker or the sniper that's in.
I do believe it's the sniper that's in Live Fire. Spanker's on Streets.
On Streets, yeah. I've seen it spawn beforehand, but I'm not entirely sure if it is. But yeah, if it ends up being the sniper, it's always going to be a brutal matchup if you get that weapon to the right hand. 2 shots to the body. If they have shields, if they don't, it's just 1 shot anyway. So yeah, it's pretty much like having an operator in Valorant. I would compare it to. I'm a little more excited to see how the Broncos, if anything, has really changed up in the way the Broncos have been playing over the past semester. What are the developments that this team has seen?
Well, I gotta say, the one development that I would most look for is just how deadly accurate that they can possibly be on the sniper. Because, I mean, Halo can be a much more mobile game than you were talking about, like the Op in Valorant. But with Halo, you're running around, you have so much more movement ability, so it's going to demand a lot more of that pinpoint accuracy with long-range weapons. We already see the Heat Wave is one of the weapons that's been picked up here. As we start out, Boise State is going to be on the blue, Ohio State in red.
Already got the overshoot going here. Push on the right side. Nobody's yet to take control of the oddball. Just to say that, Ohio State's going to be the ones to take it. Already racking up points a little bit. Going for a 1v1. Got the ball carrier is alone and vulnerable. Reality gets taken down though, but not before getting 2. He's going to throw it down. That's their overshield. Forcing an environmental death. The overshield goes down. This could be a time to take advantage and get the oddball. And it looks like the area is secure, and this might be Boise State picking up a couple points right here.
They're going to start holding the oddball. Not much of a way to go. And right around the corner, it's a 1-for-1 trade between Asteria and Khan. More of a gunfight is going to take out True Mortar. It is traded back. All this time, Boise State is not confident enough in the way that this fight is playing out to be too risky with the oddball. Instead, they're just going to drop it, pick it up again, just keep some sidelines going. Nice pickup by Vagar.
Don't have control of it yet. Ooh, do have the S7 in the hands of Boise State right now. This could be deadly, especially we're talking about the sightlines. Ooh, gets caught a little bit in the open, makes the quick weapon switch, but doesn't get the kill for it. It's going to be True Mortar that ends up getting it. Now Ohio State on the left side of the line. Our sniper's going to go down here, but still, Boise State holding off Ohio State for the time being and getting up to 30 points now, but still quite a long way to go.
Oh, but Ohio State just jumps right up toward Tower and takes out Reality. That's right where the oddball was dropped as well. So if they can clean up this fight, they'll be able to get a whole bunch of good charge and basically tie this up.
Got him 1v1. It's not going to work out. Drop shield is going to go down here. So taking care of the oddball. Reality is going to get the melee kill, controlling a little bit more of the area here, but there's only one Ohio State member running around trying to avoid. Get the stick. Reality's going to be able to pull some back for the time being. Boise State's going to take back control of the oddball right here. A long 1v1. And Reality's going to be able to close it out.
Overall, we haven't seen too many of the power items be instrumental in getting the eliminations for Boise State. They've been more than happy to just stick on the BR and just take some good old-fashioned gunfights with them.
Yeah, the BR is a strong enough weapon to sort of hold its own by itself, and a lot of players prefer it over certain types of power weapons. Besides, you know, the obvious overpowered ones. Like the Spanker. If you have the option to grab the Spanker, you're gonna take it the majority of the time. But the Sniper is more than anything a little bit more of a skill-valued weapon where you have to hit your shots in order to be valuable with it. So if you're not feeling super confident in the moment, sometimes better just throw it off the map and don't let the other team have possession.
Boise State more than happy to just stick on Tower as they're 10 away from claiming this first round in oddball. Some nades are going to be thrown up, trying to zone them out, and Asteria and Reality are going to bite the dust. 2 down, and the ball taken for Ohio State, but they can't hold on to it for too long.
Boise State just a mere 4 points, 4 seconds away from taking round 1 in this first map. Still have it, but Ohio State doesn't have possession of the ball right now. They definitely have zone control over it. They're not currently holding it in a close 1v1. Asteria is going to go down. Now looking at True Mortar to clean it up, send somebody over, gets the environmental kill, mind the gap, and that's Vagar going to be holding on to the ball for just 4 seconds in total. Goes down eventually, but did
he
their
gets
job.
Punched in the face, but hey, if your team wins in the end, then that's the definition of taking one for the team.
The definition of it really just took it right on the chin and kept going.
For most of, you know, we only really saw gameplay around Tower for the vast majority, and we're probably going to see it again if Boise State gets the ball here.
Yeah. Rocking the cat ears a little bit. The heat wave is going to get one of the Boise State players. Isn't going to be able to get 2. Not the heat wave, but the melee kill is going to get it. And that's Ohio State now keeping possession of the ball. They're going to throw it down to another teammate here, the designated ball carrier. So hold on to this underground portion of the map. Now they're going to make their movement up the tower, trying to get up. So in control is that Ohio State. Yep, they're just going to reset it, throw the ball off. I don't know if they threw it over. Actually, they didn't throw it off the map at all.
Stereo is able to pick up Linhart, but not going to get much farther than that. Reality is also going to bite the dust.
Looking at it from the POV of Reality.
Nice 2-on-1.
Safe to Stereo, too. That's why you don't have to wait 10 seconds for the teammate to respawn. More like 4 for the shields to come back up. There's 2 Ohio State players sitting in that corner. There's a third behind them right now, trying to use nades and gain some zone control. Oddball is yet to be grabbed.
Oh, we have a heat wave from Mortar.
And a flank.
Can he trade 2 for 1? He can, maybe 3. He's trying to take them all. Oh, and almost gets. But still, I mean, that's 3 down for Ohio State. So Boise State, if they're fast enough, they might be able to pick up the ball. But it's just the respawns are so quick on Halo.
10 seconds. Or it takes on a 2v2 right here. One putting themselves really exposed, but we have an overshield for Reality right now, pressing the advantage. Getting one low, there's no shields, gets the headshot to finish it off. And they just keep peeking him, but that Ohio State player is going to be wise and end up not go any farther than that. Vigor is going to get one before we trade it out. That was nice.
He's going to go all pew-pew style and pick up a double for himself. Meanwhile, Boise State is now about to go north of 50.
That 7's going to spawn it in about 15 seconds here. So far, you look at the scoreboard too. You have 3 of Boise State's players that are in the triple-digit zones. While Ohio State really only has 2. So far, that kind of just tells me that while you have True Mortar that has 22, who's always sort of been known to be a...
Oh, wow. Asteria's not, I've been kind of selling him short a little bit when I've been saying Boise State's content to stay on the tower. I mean, he's not just staying on the tower. He's being quite the sniper himself when he's not holding the oddball. And speaking of the sniper, here we see True Mortar looking to pick up 1, misses on, but is still able on the weapon swap. Takes another shot. There's the shot we were looking for. Double for Mortar. And Boise State almost assuredly going to take this one home.
For a second, ooh, they might be able to stop it a couple seconds short. And then a last chance, vain attempt. Not going to be enough as Boise State's going to take round number 1.
Well, Boise State, congrats to them. That's 1 round out of the way. More to go as Slayer on Aquarius will be next on deck for us.
Slayer on Aquarius, that's pretty normal. I feel like that's a close quarters combat sort of base map. I'm a little excited. It is sort of the same maps that I remember from being last involved with Halo, and so far Boise State's looking not only just team play wise, but their combos are effective. They take from what I saw quite a bit of 2v1s. The True Mortar's absolutely deadly with the combos, being able to switch between those weapons, using the plasma pistol, using the sniper, switching between them. So when you have somebody that's able to outfrag like that, it's such a clutch thing to have.
It's paying dividends. We can see the Halo team on stage there. It's no doubt giving each other some words of encouragement because they are 2 rounds away from sweeping this 3-0. And remember, because they're in the lower bracket, that means that they've got to win all of the rounds from here on out to stay in the running.
They cannot falter here. And from sort of talking with Coach Moore, who's not only involved in Halo but Valorant as well, talking to him a little bit. Looking to get pretty far in this lower bracket. Fisher was an unfortunate team to encounter upon. It's so early in the bracket, but you take what you got and you kind of keep pushing forward. Coach Moore's feeling confident enough to say they can easily make it to semifinals in terms of lower bracket before they start hitting some teams that end up being these are possible trades in terms of round for rounds.
Quick pickup of a pistol. Blam, 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 and Hydro. Vagar is already looking for his first kill. Gets at least one assist, and is going to be happy taking a second assist. Boise State leading up 4-2.
Name of the game here, just get kills. Oh, and True Mortar. The flick of the wrist is going to be able to get a second there where you should really only be able to get one. Now Boise State leading by 5 right now. Going with the pistol, is able to get it. Like I said, it's one of the, in my opinion, one of the more entertaining guns to take a fight with, especially in close quarters.
The sidekick.
Yeah, the sidekick.
Because it is just blam, 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 blam.
Yeah, it really is.
Anyway, I started blasting.
Oh.
But it is not Ohio State that's going to get blasted that time. As Boise State, here we go. This is the kind of gameplay I like to see. With the punch as well. Nice job, Reality. He's already, well, I was going to say almost leading the fray. He has 4-5, but True Mortar has more Ks. But I guess you could say overall, if you're talking about kills and assists, Reality is leading right now.
In my book, 2 assists count for 1 kill. So
He's leading.
He's leading in my book. Oh, a little bit of an ambush here. The nade might be able to finish off. Able to trade at the end of the day, which is good enough for them. Boise State still holding a superior amount of lead right now. Leading by half the amount of kills, goes up to over half now.
And part of that is that every time Ohio State gets a kill for themselves, Boise State is almost immediately able to trade it back.
Yep.
And that just goes to show, you know, what we saw on live fire earlier. I think Boise State's just really good on taking 2-on-1s. Even if one person falls in that engage, the other person is there with the final shot.
Even when taking their 1v1s too, they are exceptionally well at taking 1v1s. So when they take those 2v2 or 2v1s, they're even more deadly. You end up dying just twice as fast, and it can be really infuriating for a team. And I imagine it is for a high to feel like you can't face more than one opponent every time you peek a corner.
Reality is able to pick up Zyra, and one of the things that you can't exactly hear, but I can hear it out of the corner of my ear, but that a lot of these picks that we're seeing here around Refrigerator, Boise State has been really good in calling out locations and keeping those team comms open. I can hear them behind me on stage, calling out where everyone is. They rotate so seamlessly to react to each other, and it's opened up quite a hefty lead for them.
Oh, just the absolute nade spam. One of the things that is a harsh reality of Halo. When you spawn with 2 grenades and the ability to pick up 2 more, it can feel like you just can't stand anywhere in the corridor.
It's the worst feeling in the world too, when like you respawn and you're just. It's not like you're trying to go into danger. You're just trying to go through a doorway, and then at a right angle you see a nades lying there, and you're like, well. Okay.
I'm stuck here now. I can't go anywhere else. But yeah, so far these teammates not only ping a lot, they're communicating well. I think the other big thing that I saw is talking about nades before that. Vagar was going to take a fight, saw 2 there, backed off of it, didn't re-peek. And that's ultimately a really smart play to have there. And now a massive flank here from Reality could be good for 2. Oh, but some players going to be able to escape and is only going to get 1 for the moment. Oh! Oh, yeah. Now the invis.
Bit of camouflage, trying to find someone by surprise. He does.
Doesn't even need it. They just simply weren't looking their way, and now Boise State is 9 eliminations away right here compared to Ohio 30. Now make it 6. They are cleaning it up a little bit. Not seeing any more red players here. Oh, but encounters 2. Vagar's going to go down. Now the blue Boise State only needs 5 more.
Well, the climactic music is starting to roll in favor of Boise State. Just 4 more kills now. As Reality is able to pick up one. He's going to get traded out. And the sidekick, we pick up another one. He does indeed. Now Boise State just needs 3.
Really satisfied just hitting those shots. And now just one more for the Broncos, and that's all it's going to take. A staggering 50 to, I believe, a 22 in the terms of for Ohio State to BSU there. I kind of said it before when it came to live fire. Just Boise State is just so much way more effective when it comes to these 1v1s than I believe Ohio State is doing right now. So they're at match point now, and if they don't clean things up, they're out of the tournament.
It is going to have to be a reverse sweep from here on out, and the first step that they can take in that reverse sweep is going to have to be strongholds on streets.
Strongholds on streets. I don't think I've seen that in a while. And yeah, we see it right there, just as it pops up on the HUD. That's the first thing I thought of is just all the memories come flooding back of like you holding a stronghold, holding an objective. And if you know the enemy team has a spanker, you might as well just get off the point, because they're just going to run on there, and you probably won't be able to trade it unless you have evade or the thruster ability. So it's going to be tough. I feel like the Broncos are going to have to put an emphasis on maintaining a little bit more control over the mid portion of the map and making sure spanker gets used or doesn't get touched at all by the enemy team.
I also got to say, just on the pure aesthetics level, I always appreciate a game that puts in a little bit of suspenseful music before the objective. I mean, there are certain games that like to take it all silent, because we can't distract. But I like the ones that throw in a little bit of that theatrical flourish.
Yeah. I think the entire entertainment industry in itself has shown that you can't have a suspenseful or exciting or happy moment without some music. Movies are a prime example. Half the time you don't even notice the music in there.
Yeah.
You're just so into the scene, the music kind of helps it without you even realizing. So, no, yeah, I will say the attention to detail in these maps is pretty good. They definitely didn't slouch when it came to the map details here, especially on a map like Streets.
And off we start. Not in the way Boise State was hoping. Reality does get taken out, but meanwhile, I think we were just probably looking at the wrong camera because everyone else from Ohio State is short cleared out, so figures we'd look at the one camera where we're getting picked off, but overall, pretty good for Boise State.
Yep.
Stronghold captured.
Bulldog as well in that combo. Sentinel Beam 2, it might have changed a little bit from the last time I played, but the Sentinel Beam wasn't quite a player favorite. The Stalker Rifle landed some shots, going to be able to defend C right now. Vagar is going to go down, though, and now to 2v2 over on the right side of the map, trying to defend B. But they're both in there. They're both pretty low. Shields could be cracked with just a simple burst. Some nades are going to be thrown into B, and this is where B feels so oppressive to be in, because some well-placed nades are just going to eliminate any button sitting in there.
Reality, once again, unable to take point. Boise State is going to get cleared out as a team entirely. And Ohio State is looking to tie up the overall score, moving past 20.
Ohio State's player movement is looking a lot crisper in terms of their ability to sort of be unavoidable to hit.
Stronghold captured.
Which is something I don't think I saw a whole lot in the previous 2 rounds. Ryder's going to get one, but be traded out. There's Tremorta getting one. Now B's pretty clear as the Broncos are about to hold on to all 3 sites, which just to say that they're about to capture A, but the contest comes through. And now they're holding all 3. This is a massive momentum gain in terms of every second you're getting 2 points.
How long can Boise State build up their score is the question. Long range shot right onto Blaze. And Ohio State gets cleared out almost completely as a team. Only one is left, but he gets taken out before he can claim B.
Wow. A mere fraction of a second away from taking over B, and they're going to put a halt to it. They are, I believe so, they're going to get A, but the Blues going to be able to put a stop to that. And still holding on to these 3 points here. Ohio State has yet to put anything into it. Just as I say that.
Well, we were talking about how annoying the nades can be, and it's extra annoying if it's your nade. The True Mortar is just holding things down. Going to move right back onto B, prevent that from being captured. Well, it was captured, but sure won't be captured anymore. And he is just, look at him. That's 4 in a row.
Okay. Just cleared out the entire enemy team.
Stronghold captured.
Once again, holding on to all 3 points. Hysteria is going to go down. Reality's going to get the refrag. Trying to hold on to A right now.
And no matter where Ohio State tries to hide, in corners, behind shrubbery, Boise State, no doubt due to that great communication coordination, is just really knowing where Ohio State's favorite hiding spots are.
They do manage to get a hold of B. Now they're trying to get a hold of A. But you can't contest A without being exposed to that window there. Now they hold A and B, so now they have the point. They have the point advantage for the first time since I believe the beginning of the game. Boise State is merely just, I think it's 60 points off from winning. Just under 60. Banker's completely out of the equation now. Both those rockets expended. Capturing onto B here. As Boise State take back the advantage. I feel like a big thing with Strongholds is moving as a cohesive unit onto sites, because it really is the number advantage that will just help you so much in these fights, and you'll find yourself winning a lot more of these team engagements.
Ohio State takes back B. Boise State still waiting on their respawns for the full retake.
A is a pretty open side of the map, but we have yet to continue to contest it. Reality's going to go down there before they can even see anybody. Now taking a fight in mid here from Vagar. Vagar trying to get one, isn't able to do it. The Stalker Rifle able to get a couple shots off. Now out of ammo. Broncos are finding themselves a little more cornered.
But they do have a 2-person advantage, 4 on 2. At least for the next few seconds. They've captured back B for themselves, so... And yeah, once again, Ohio State likes to hide in the corners, but Boise State, they either have fast enough reflexes or just great enough, reflexes on that punch-in button to just take them out with the melees.
The drop shield goes down. Bulldog gonna deflect a couple nades there. Oh, Reality's gonna land a perfect one there. Still hold on to these 2, just need 5 more points at this point. Now the Spanker is online as well, pushing towards A. The next couple unfortunate enemies that push into Reality sightlines are going to regret it, but the miss on the Spanker is going to be tragic.
It's just by a thread that Ohio State is hanging on. They've managed to take out 2 more Broncos, so they'll buy themselves a few more seconds before the team's back at full strength.
I think Boise State's being smart here, regrouping, taking our time. We don't need to keep rushing into a certain objective. We just realistically need to get advantage of one of these. But just I say that, a trade from different players to keep these scorelines even at 3-3.
Some nades thrown out. Reality just trying to make some space for himself.
Oh. Really good trade in a really low health. Hysteria isn't going to be able to do too much about that. Trying to get rid of this A player right now. able to get one. Will there be a second? Is it going to get away without repercussions here?
Boise State, they have one stronghold, but they pay another for it. Maybe if they can get A. I mean, they only just need 4 points left. Vagar, I think, might have secured things. And there you go.
Yep.
They just needed that final step across the finish line.
Yep.
Well, that's going to do it for this best of 5. In round 3, Boise State moves on in the tournament. So congrats to the Broncos for staying alive. 3-0 sweep. That is not all for the tournament, however. We've got many more matches ahead of us.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. A really good start to the momentum that we're hoping to see Boise State's Halo team end up building up here towards the very end and go all the way. At the end of the day, I think that's what everyone here wants to see BSU get to.
Well, like we said, there's still a lot more ahead, so we're going to take a break and be back with more Halo action, so don't go away. We'll be back with more Boise State, see how far they can get in the lower bracket right after this.
It's me, your Idaho Central Credit Union app. Rough morning. Is that a mobile deposit? I got this. Beat it, Charlie. We're making money moves here. Cha-ching. And done.
Charlie, come on. Outside.
Sorry about the mess. I'd help if I had hands. The closest Idaho Central Credit Union branch is in your pocket. Dave, it's your Idaho Central app. I know this car got you through college, but check this out. In my credit, your credit score looks good. And there's a great rate on this auto loan so we can score a roomier ride. Whoa, who's driving this thing? The closest Idaho Central Credit Union branch is in your pocket.
Growing up in Idaho, we have certain rules we live by. First rule, camouflage never goes out of style. And always buckle up. Seatbelts save lives. That's a rule we can all live by. Here are a couple lessons I've learned over the years. Friendships come in all shapes and sizes. And always buckle up. Seatbelts save lives. That's a rule we can all live by.
Visit NationalGuard.com to begin your guard adventure.
Idaho Central Credit Union, looking after your daily balance.
Hello and welcome to the Boise State Esports Arena. You're rejoining us for our coverage of the Collegiate Halo playoffs. Boise State is currently making their way through the lower round bracket, and they have found a win against Ohio State. So now we go on to round 4, where the Broncos are going to be looking to continue on their win streak. I'm your host, Jacob Palmer, joined by Colin Majunkin. Colin, tell us a bit about this next matchup that Boise State is going to play.
Pushing on past round 3, as always. That's how tournaments work. Going on to round 4 now, keeping that best-of-5 format. We're playing against Utah State. Going to be getting into this matchup very quickly. I guess that's the one thing I'll say positive about, or not the one thing, but the pretty positive about this matchup is these teams are moving pretty quickly with these matches, so they're looking to get business done. But starting off, like you said, live fire, strongholds. Gonna feel like the same. It's gonna be the same feel. I feel like as our last match. Obviously, not a whole lot of information on Utah State, but this is their A team, unlike what we faced off last game against Ohio, which ended up being their B team. So looking to start off a little more competitive in terms of this could go longer than 3 games, but I guess that's always the assumption you're gonna have getting into the later rounds of this tournament.
You would hope that Boise State makes their way fast enough far enough in the tournament that they're not dropping too many rounds at this earlier juncture. And we're going to be heading back onto live fire, which means, Boise State might not have probably had the best luck here in terms of the snipers beforehand, but maybe now they're warmed up. They're feeling good, they're ready to play, and we might see some very impressive headshots be brought out here.
Looking forward to it. The S7 is always going to be a fun weapon to handle, and you also then have to bring up the other question of, is there anybody on the side of Utah State that's the designated sniper, the one where they get the gun and they drop it to their friend and they go, hey, go ham, and they're gonna use all 8 bullets that magazine that gun gives you, and they're gonna find 8 heads. It's always a toss up, but I would imagine if we had somebody to give the sniper, it would probably be the True Mortar or Reality. Would probably end up being one of the players I dropped that to, just based off of their ability to probably hit the heads the most often.
Well, all our questions will soon be answered as Boise State is ready to continue on their journey in the Collegiate Halo playoffs. We were talking a little bit earlier, if you were to kind of look at the overall teams that are ranking, Boise State went up against Fisher earlier, which is kind of considered a top dog in the Collegiate Halo space. But if you're looking in like the top 5 teams in this tournament, Boise State is solidly in the top 5 teams.
Yeah. And then you have you obviously have Fisher, and then another team that we can bring up as well that is, we're always in the conversation for the top 5. Another team we can bring up as well is that Ohio State A team that's in that conversation as well. So I feel like those 3 teams are really what sort of.
And Oklahoma Christian as well.
Oklahoma Christian's in there as well. So it's teams that we're pretty used to hearing the names of over and over and over again in terms of being top teams in any competitive collegiate esport, but seeing them in Halo here as well, especially Fisher, it's going to rattle you a little bit.
You don't want to get too rattled. Boise State, they already showed that they can close out a match fast, so I want them to win matches quickly, but I don't also want them to become complacent.
I think it's definitely something that's plagued teams, not only that I know of in sort of Boise State, but also in other teams, of not becoming too relaxed in your games.
Well, not only do I not want them to become complacent, but I also want them to follow Doc's keys to the game in Halo, and that's going to be to control the high ground, rotate to your power items, team target, and employ those sweaty comms. It's all brought to you by Drop-In Gaming, the premier online platform for gamers who seek competition. Play your favorite games to win cash and prizes through free and paid entry matches and tournaments. Whether you're new to the scene or a seasoned veteran, Drop-In Gaming has the right games and competition for you. And I must say that the sweaty comms, Boise State was really good in that in their last match.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you probably couldn't really hear it on stream, but nearly everything. I like the use of the ping and the proper callouts as well. Not only do you hear it, but you also see the visualization of where the enemy is. So your reaction time probably gets exponentially quicker when that ends up happening. So I feel like this team, if anything, they've been playing, they've been grinding the entire season. This isn't just like their first tournament out here. They've been doing this. They've been in regular season, and I think it was four different leagues in this semester. So they were getting down. They were getting competitive. So they're not slacking one bit in this tournament.
Boise State ready to start in the first. Excuse me, ready to start in the first stage. Do you think that we'll see the ending for this match quicker as we did? I mean, it's hard to be much quicker than the first round, I would say.
No, I think this one is going to be a little closer. Is what I'll say, because we're at that round 4. Next round round 5 gets into the quarterfinals. I guess there's the possibility of it keeping a 3-0 in terms of Boise State, because we talked about we are a top 5 contender team, so we definitely had the ability to wrap things up quickly. But I do think most definitely once we get to round 5 into the quarterfinals, we're going to start seeing a lot more longer series in terms of getting to Game 4 and Game 5, and not just 3-0 sweeps.
Boise State ready to make their way into round 4, do or die in the lower bracket finals, but they aren't looking too concerned if that last round was anything to go by. We're just about ready to head down. You can see the players up there. We can also give this chance to kind of showcase the players themselves, the lineup that we have. There's all the names we have come to know. We have Reality, Vagar, the Mortar, and Asteria here representing the Broncos for Halo. The opening lineup is brought to you by Count. Count Identity Trust Global Network delivers real-time fraud prevention, account protection, enables personalized customer experiences, more than 9,000 leading brands and payment providers. Count.com.
Which it is in the order of, which I believe this is the order that I have it down to, is it's Reality, the True Mordor, Vagar, and then Asteria over there. Actually, I guess I can't. It's going to throw me off too much to try and point it out in combination with the TVs and the camera. But yeah, that's Asteria. I believe Asteria is also new to this team as well. I believe this is their first semester on the Halo team as well. And then, Asteria's first semester. And then obviously we have Hayden Vagar, who is not only a production god, but also apparently
He's been with the program a lot
longer. I know Vagar was into Halo when it first came out. I believe this is also his first season on the team as well. Not 100% sure. I imagine production will correct me if that's the case. But the True Mordor and Reality are seasoned veterans from last semester's team that ended up taking. Okay, so Vagar's second semester on this team, but the True Mordor and Reality are seasoned veterans from the NECC championship winning team from last semester as well.
Yeah, Boise State Halo made quite a splash when it came on in its first semester. It won the ECAC, got lots of championships, and it's a relatively short run. So we'll see how far they can get in this one, if they can add to that growing, overly crowded trophy cabinet that needs to be replaced very soon, I must say.
Just a quick flex of how we need a bigger trophy cabinet. It's just we just keep getting more and more of them. I don't know what we're doing. Just they just keep showing up.
Been told we're waiting on a lobby reset, so just standard stuff in terms of a tournament.
Yeah.
All the tournament hiccups that come along with it.
It's not to bash on the game, but especially here, just for Halo. Look at some replays now.
And pretty fitting, because these are replays on Live Fire, which is what we're going to be starting out on, but this time on King of the Hill.
Yeah, King of the Hill is first game that we're seeing here. We've definitely seen the basic 3: Slayer, Oddball, and Strongholds. Probably the ones we'll see the most commonly in terms of going forward here. But King of the Hill, that one right there, I really love that combo. And then just being able to finish off the melee is just so nice.
Boise State is really adept at using the melees quickly. They have very good reaction time and just a sense of when the opponent is going to be rounding a corner. And also, this was the moment. I mean, True Mordor just really popped off once he got the Bulldog here. Had 4 in a row. So picked up a 4K for himself.
Yeah, ended up getting 4Ks with it. And I mentioned it before. I highlighted a little bit of having a player on your team that's able to outfrag like that instinctively is so beneficial to team morale and also just the team's ability to close out in general. It's always a nice thing when you have somebody on the team that you can put a little bit more weight on their back, not a negative way, but sort of just you go back to even just physical sports. You're gonna have players that they're going to be a little more clutch prone, I guess is the terminology.
It's always nice to have that sort of player because it's always just kind of as a mental reset, if you will. You don't get too tilted by being taken out by the other team if the other player is the guy to say, "Come on, we're still in this."
Yeah, and then it also a big thing of allowing True Mortar to frag out like he does because you have the support and the zone control that is required. And that's what the other team members. Wow, English is difficult language here for me today. To end up getting control because there's a lot more than just getting frags. Like you can get that 3K, the 4K. If the enemy team's not around to do anything, you're gonna get W's anyway. But it takes a little more than one to get it all done. There's got to be people that take zone control, make sure somebody's holding on ball, make sure somebody's capping the point, somebody's making communications and team calls. It's a basic necessity to really making sure you, as a team, thrive and survive, especially in a tournament where you're out if you lose a series.
Of course, now that we have swapped over from Oddball over to King of the Hill, I will say we probably get a little bit more of an opportunity to see more of what Livefire has to offer because we were basically constrained to just tower.
Yeah, now we have to rotate a little bit around, and there takes a little bit of strategy with that, of realizing some give and some take, especially with King of the Hill. Of when do we contest the King of the Hill point? When do we want to fight for the points and commit to sort of the KD and losing? To, hey, let's just fight around the objective, get some exit frags here, because the objective only has 15 seconds left, and they have a pretty tight hold on it. There's no point. Let's just rotate to the other side of the map, get the next point that's coming up, and secure that zone now. And not doing that and letting the other team continue to steamroll, objective to objective to objective, is where that ball starts. Where that snowball goes down the hill and turns into this mountain of an avalanche.
Boise State also, the S7 Sniper, kind of the main weapon that everyone is wary of. In terms of live fire, we didn't see too much of it in terms of Oddball, but I think we'll probably see a bit more of it, especially if you know where the other team's going as the point moves around and around.
At the start, there's definitely going to be a fight for the heat wave. Down at that bottom sort of underground portion. Definitely going to, I think both teams are going to commit a decent amount of manpower, firepower as well to get to that gun. Especially it's just such a strong weapon, not only able to two-shot most of the time, but you can combo with it really well. It's just in some cases I'd pick that up over the S7 as well. Which I don't think Boise State's going to be a team that'll heavily prioritize the S7. I think we'll definitely pick it up when we have the opportunity to. But I think if the previous time we saw live fire is any indicator of how this live fire is going to go, how we play around the map at least, I don't think the S7 is going to be that important of a weapon, at least for us. So I do have to beg the question of how is Utah going to use it? Are they going to be gods with it, or are they going to be the same way of, we could sort of care for it, we could sort of care less for it?
Once again, this is Boise State versus Utah State. These two teams are playing in round 4 of the lower bracket. Boise State, when they had a 2-game run in the upper bracket, won the first, lost the second, so they were knocked down to the lower bracket in round 3. We saw them pick up a 3-0 lead against Ohio State's B team. Now they move on to Utah State, looking to keep their chances alive to hopefully make it to quarters and semis, and then we'll just take it one game ahead from there. I think that's kind of the general strategy that Coach Moore was laying out ahead of us. You know, we're pretty confident that we can make our ways to quarter and semis, and then we'll see where we can go from there.
Yeah, I think definitely pretty confident to close up this series and make it into quarters. I think for the conversation I had, sort of reiterate, you know, semifinals is where it starts getting, you know, a little more difficult. You know, you've thinned the herd a lot. At this point in the lower bracket, it's out of 8 teams at that point. So you've thinned the herd a lot. It's going to be the better of the teams that you're going to be facing off against. So.
And we were talking earlier, you know, there's 4 kind of top teams that you could list. By the semis, you're guaranteed that those 4 teams, if we don't have an upset, I mean, we could still have an upset. There could be a team that, you know, wows everyone in the tournament and is able to make it to the semifinals. So you can't count that out.
No, yeah, definitely. And then, you know, going off of it, it was, you know, Boise State ended up playing the Blue Hawks in our roundup. New Haven would end up 3-0ing Oklahoma University Crimson team, so they move on as well. They're going to play whoever that is, and then, you know, we're playing, you know, obviously we're playing Utah State right now.
And here we go into King of the Hill, starting off a new best of 5. Boise State is going to find themselves in the red, whereas Utah State is going to be in the blue. This is going to mess with my mind, but we're going to roll with it.
Coming into it right at the start. This time Boise State is in the red with Utah State in the blue. Overshield's going to spawn in a second here. Going to go attempt to go for the grab. Finding some players low. Vagar's going to get one elimination there. Hill would just spawn, still having control. About to take control of it, at least for the side of the Broncos. Or I believe that might be Utah State. Oh, yeah, that's Utah State taking control of it.
Vagar is still trying to put some sort of presence onto the point, but he's the only one left out of all the Broncos, and he's going to be taken out. That means Utah State is going to be the first ones to claim a point. They also, Boise State now has to be cognizant of this sniper that has been brought out, and they certainly are.
Through. Reality going to go down. Utah State slowly getting that tick onto the point there. They get taken out, though. Control gets neutralized. This Utah State having 2, but that's going to be us now taking control of the point, and we do get a singular tick, but it's not going to be enough. Utah State's going to gain back control. Running some headway fights, Utah. Trying to gain some ground, trying to stall the Broncos as much as they can and get the second point.
Whole bunch of fighting. Maybe the heat wave can turn things around for Mortar. No, it can't. I must say, Utah State is stepping up to the plate. More specifically the point, because they've almost captured it at this.
Yeah, looks like they just need 2 more ticks here on this point. Make it a little more than 2. Yeah, they're gonna get the second one here. So far, they are now halfway to claiming map 1. Second point now opens up. Looking at Asteria. Asteria's gonna get one. Still aware there might be somebody down below. Now it's gonna take a fight. Gets one. Now it's just up to one more Utah State player, but they're gonna go ahead and dip out. Not go for the contest now. BSU slowly taking up, slowly getting this counter, looking to grab their first point here.
Luna flank from the side is going to catch Asteria in a bit of an awkward position. And right in from the center, Utah State just punches their way through Boise's defense. Reality is trying to clean things up, but he gets traded 1 for 1. And all that work the Broncos did, they're going to be about halfway to claiming that point, but now Utah State's starting to charge it up for themselves.
Trying to get the solo player here is going to get it. Now it's 3 two that are going to commit to the mid push here, and one on the flank. They see one going to get the melee kill. The heat wave is going to be popped out, and that's going to be a wrap. Get the first point here. Now more than halfway here. The Broncos managed to hold on to this. The S7's right there. It's going to get some shots off.
2 down in tunnel. Boise State, they're so close to claiming it, but Utah State at the last moment takes the point away from them. The charge is now going to go back over toward them. Boise State has to have a very quick retake.
USU super close to getting this.
Oh, running in. It's not enough. Utah State now just 1 point away from getting the first round.
The Broncos being so close to getting this last objective point, or the first point they would end up getting. Plasma pistol combo comes out the shield. Gonna deny the follow-up and the finish through. The nade's gonna pass through now the flank here. Vagar, the dicey position, is gonna go down. Able to get a little bit of progress on the King of the Hill point.
Point taken back for Boise State. They have a solid charge on it. And they also put a stagger onto Utah State by taking Cody out. Those precious few seconds, any ones they can claim. They got to have a flawless performance from here on out. Vagar is going to get eliminated. They have to give up the point just before it's claimed, opening for Utah State.
Utah State doing a really good job of coming at the last second. Disrupt the Broncos' momentum here. So I'm on a spread between the players here so far. Vagar might have the jump on a player, is able to get the melee limb, but now they're low on shields. It's a singular nade. Ooh, they managed to get the melee, but the nade is going to be the finishing touch, and that's going to be the Broncos getting their first point, showing some presence here in this game, King of Hill.
Question is, how fast can they adjust to the new point? They are able to take one of Utah State out. Asteria is going to claim tower. Try to land a few shots. He's got the sniper. Needler also going to pick up one for Reality.
Love seeing the Needler. Here's the really tricky part about the S7. You get shot once, you get pulled out of scope there. The trade. But now there's the F7 taken out of hands and effectively no longer a threat. Utah State can rest a little bit easy here, and I imagine this midpoint is just going to be nade spam central. So it'll be probably a little difficult to hold on to that point forever. It'll probably just be a continuous trade of everything.
You can see Utah State is almost about halfway to claiming that point. We're going to see a nade thrown out. You were saying there's just going to be so much spam through here. Tries to get it, is going to be able to pick up one. Reality moves in, but point is not going to start charging for Boise State. He moved off it at the last second. Now we start going. Nice melee to finish off Cody. More nades. Just what I expected and just what I wanted for Christmas.
If we add that to the list next time around, try and get the detonation on the grenades, trying to hold on. I able to get it. Adjacency is able to get two there. True Mortar is able to get one, and now USU now assuming back control of this midpoint. Boise State cannot afford to let them cap this point, as it'd be the point for them to win it here.
Oh,
they have to fight with everything they have.
Yeah, this has to be a fight on point situation. They managed to reclaim it. This one's going to be really close with the retake. How fast can Boise State get back into position? Heatwave is going to come out. He's got 2 shots on it. He's out of ammo. Utah State goes on to the point, but Boise State still has it charging. One more tick. And it's taken away from them. Utah State not making it easy. Boise State takes it back. And there you go.
There it is.
Oh, boy.
This spot's going to be interesting as well because this is just going to be Nade able to grab a couple of the spike ones, going to throw them. Oh, trying to get some of the ricochet damage, not able to get any of it. Nobody claiming point just yet. A great 2-on-1 here. The True Mortar now getting nade spammed and a lot more trouble as well. Asteria last on site, not able to finish it off here. But USU has yet to assume control of the point. Now they are going to slowly get a couple more ticks there. And a great 2v1 from Boise State. Now control of the S7 as well. Oh, wow.
But, I mean, that player was facing a 3-on-1 and managed to take out 2 from Boise State. I would be happy any day of the week if that was how it turned out for me.
Good, amazing value out of that. A good 1v1. Trying to get the jump play. Doesn't quite work out. A little bit of the nade spam is going to hold off Utah State. Getting this point will be massive for the side of Boise. Making it 3v3, putting it down to the last wire. Definitely a tense matchup. You would not have seen this type of play come out from the last round with Ohio State's B team.
I think that's all of Utah State. Boise State is going to clear back the point for themselves. They're going to probably get at least to the charge that Utah State has. Question is, can they pick up like a quick one-on-one right here? Reality is going to head down. That's going to make the 3 remaining defenders a little bit tougher. But they were able to take out Cody. True Mortar is eliminated, as is Asteria right before the point. I don't know if Boise State can make it back in time.
I believe they should. If they take the fights well, if they win a solid 1v1 here, then this could be very winnable. The Mortar doesn't take the last shot.
Wow. Oh, my goodness. Well, Utah State is here to play, and I'm all for it. I always like seeing these types of matches. Down to the wire, very close between both teams. And especially, I mean, Boise State was facing, 3-0 deficit. They were able to come back to 2 and had a chance of tying it up again. What do you think overall was the thing that maybe caught Boise State off guard at the beginning? Because it seems like for vast majority of the matches, these two teams were very even. It was just like that first couple of minutes.
I think the biggest difference is the quality of team. I think it's one thing to know in your head to sort of, you're advancing into another round, so there's going to be a team that's a little more difficult than the previous one you took. But Ohio State, to me, the B team did not have as many fraggers. I think one of them, like Adjacency, was one of those players I saw them constantly kill feed, getting like at least 2. Several times, getting several multi-frags. And I think when it comes to Halo, of only having a team of 4, when one player is able to get 2, it gives your other that opposing team such a massive advantage over it. And I think I don't know exactly the second player's name, but there was Adjacency and one other player that I would see consistently get consistent multi-frags, and I think that's what really set them apart.
Now, if the last round was anything to judge by, Slayer on Aquarius, oh my goodness, is this going to be a chaotic match, especially with the active camo. Boise State was able to be sneaky last time, but Utah State's a pretty fast team themselves, so
I think Utah should have a pretty good standing here. I think they did really well with taking one-on-one fights and winning them pretty effectively. So they should be able to give Boise State a good amount of trouble here. But the True Mortar with the heat wave is an issue that Utah State's going to have to deal with.
Reality gets a pick.
Oh.
On Chimken, a nade also picks up 1. Boise State, pretty clean win all the way around. Getting all but 1 and going into Elite 4-2.
Able to find 1. Going to connect quite a few, get the finish. They're aware there's 3 here. 3 to fight the 2. Oh.
That's an area where Boise State normally is pretty good at. Utah State shown they can be just as good at melee. Boise State has a lead, but it's nowhere near as comfortable as it was last time.
Yeah, only having 3 so far isn't amazing. The shock grenade's going to go out. Not going to get a whole lot of value with it, though, but enough to push the player back. Hopefully don't press the advantage anymore. Having a little bit of crossfire here from two sides with BSU. Still with this 8-5. Yet to have anyone to get an elimination. Just as I say that, BSU is going to get one more. Looking to get a second. That's going to be 10-6. USU keeping it super close.
As long as Boise State from here on out can trade 1-1, it would be a long, drawn-out fight, but it would be one they'd eventually win.
Oh, yeah.
That's doing a little better than just trading 1-for-1. Reality is able to pick up a double.
So there, Vagar is able to pick up one. Suspecting one more. Doesn't see them so sitting on that side. Now makes contact here. Looking to win the 1v1. Uses the evade, but the evade puts them into open territory where a second teammate's able to clean it up. Ooh, and the true mortar coming in clutch. Sidekick.
My favorite. Everyone's favorite. And, well, I just appreciate letting us know it's there before swapping back to... There we go! That's what I wanted to see!
There it is.
Beautiful. Excellent.
Oh, and the camo play from Asteria. A stray nade, I believe, is going to expose them a little bit. The evades now picked up 3 uses in the chamber. As Boise State leading 22-9 so far, having double the amount of kills that Utah State has, and it just keeps climbing. Really showing the team coordination here in terms of when you feel like you fight one, you feel like you cut one, you end up regrowing 2.
Like the Hydra
of
Legend.
So that's what I feel like, you know, if I had to put it into words, I think that's what Boise State's doing effectively.
1-for-1 trade. Reality unable to land it with the heat wave. And Mortar also found himself in a bit of a pickle.
The entirety of
rotation by
the entirety of Boise State on this side. As you're calling out, just a little bit of rotation here. Looking like the team coordination is peaking right now. Asteria's in a little bit of troubling situation, low on the shields. They would get out though.
State moving through and just takes a headshot with the side, gets a shot with the side kick as the other team is flying through mid-air. They're trying to move up towards that active camo. Meanwhile, True Mortar's going to peel off, try to watch the flanks.
Does have a pretty good flank if I last saw those blue dots in the right spot, and I believe it's going to work out. Is now still holding this double point advantage in terms of eliminations here. Looking like Slayer was the game mode for Boise State to appropriately go for.
Oh, he doesn't even see him from down below.
Ooh, what a great evade.
15 away from winning. And Vagar picks up one of those 15 with a quick melee.
There it is. One by one. Continuing to climb, finding one just sitting there. Might be able to get the double. Is able to get 2. Goes down for it, though. Now it's 11 away.
I'd say that's still a pretty advantageous position. Still trades 2 for 1.
The skin that the True Mortar has always looks weird because when you swap back to their POV, the scope isn't rendered in. So it looks pixely, but then it fixes itself after a second. But now just 9 eliminations away as USU still sits at 20 here.
I mean, look, it could be, you know, it could be pink and green polka dots for all I care. As long as Boise State is winning by this good of a margin, whatever gets the job done.
We're happy with the end of the day. Still, just sitting at this 20 here. BSU is tearing them apart right now. It's this map in this game mode that I think the Broncos are so effective at.
Looks like Boise State has... Ooh. It's just a quick melee, just to find how do you do. Yeah, True Mortar is gonna get him back. Punches Cody. 3 eliminations left. So despite a few early hiccups in King of the Hill, Boise State looks to have recovered pretty much, and we're back to kind of those win radiuses that we were more so expecting.
Now just 2 away. Utah State sitting at 25, looking to get 2 more, able to get 1. Is there the second? There it is. And that is Boise State across the board looking pretty even as well in terms of 11-15, 9-15. Pretty solid amount of contribution from every player. And, you know, the roles reversed there because it was Utah State that had more than half the points that Boise State had, but now it was Boise State that had effectively more than half. It was 50-25 at the end of the scoreline, which is pretty good in my book.
So Boise State is going to have to go to Game 4, the first time that we're going to be seeing that. Utah State won King of the Hill. Boise State won Slayer, and I'm just checking my notes here. We've got Capture the Flag up next, which I would think is a little bit more like King of the Hill, which is the way, you get 1 point at a time. And if Utah is good on getting those objectives fast, especially in Capture the Flag, like a 2-point lead, we're not necessarily expecting the score to be maxed out in Capture the Flag. It's just getting that 1 or 2 lead.
Mm-hmm. I think Capture the Flag can either go 2 ways in my head of, especially the way how teams play it, is they either are really good at splitting themselves up and playing effectively as individuals, because you're going to have to not only attack but defend at the same time. That's sort of the point of it all. Or you end up being the team that moves as a group as 3 or 4 and is trying to steamroll the other team, take the flag, and have enough time to just get the eliminations, eliminate 4, grab their flag, and have their time to run back and get to yours before it gets taken. So, quite honestly, I don't remember. I think Boise State was more of the split type team, but like I said, it's been such a amount of time. There's probably been some evolution to the way Boise State plays as a team when it comes to Capture the Flag.
I've seen Boise State do pretty well in terms of Capture the Flag. I've seen it's kind of been feast or famine, I suppose. We'll see how good they are in what is the most important match, which is the one that's right in front of them, because whoever wins this one is going to be going on toward match point, and you don't want to be facing that situation where, we're going to have to win 2 games in a row here in order to bring it all the way to a Game 5. So I would say it's usually moments like this that are kind of the key players, the key main deciders when it comes to these types of matches.
Mm-hmm. And sort of just looking at the bracket here too. It's a little early to bring it up, but still, just part of the conversation here. Whoever ends up winning this will have to face either Fisher or the A team for the Buckeyes. Which is gonna be it's gonna be a matchup. It's gonna be quite honestly, I think if you asked me, I would expect Fisher to take the win there. They are the number 1 ranked in terms of it, in top 4, and the Buckeyes are 4. And we saw what they did to they were able to put Boise State down to the lower bracket. So.
But we were also being a bit complacent at the beginning of this match, too, against Utah State. And Utah State we're tied 1-for-1 with them. Yep. So anything can happen in that other match, Fisher versus Ohio State. Now we're heading over to Capture the Flag time.
A newer map as well. Love to see it. Definitely a different atmosphere than the previous maps we had seen before.
Someone turned up the purple meter to the max.
Yeah, looking for a Neon Rider vibe, definitely.
don't know, Neon Rider. I'm getting more of a Freddy Fazbear's Mega Pizzaplex vibe from this.
A little bit, yeah. I could definitely see that. Turn down the brightness and down the brightness and turn the contrast up. You definitely have that. Ooh, no scope.
Oh, slide right into each other. Boise State just very slowly moving around the corner. Needler is also going to take down Cody.
Cobra flag return.
But for all that work, this is it's just baked into the nature of capture the flag.
Yeah, this is, you put in all this effort and you know, gain an inch, go back a mile.
Reality, tough situation, has to take a 2-on-1. Still trades 1 for 1. Not the worst thing that can happen, but it is a rather bad stagger onto Boise State's team.
$10 minutes max here in terms of times. Looking to see one side heat up or not, preferably the side of Boise State heat up. That's a sniper on the back of that person. They now call it out. They now know where it's at, but it doesn't matter. It's going to get one more, but it's going to go down. No more. The trade is there, however. Both teams have been trying to make strides to the other opponent's flags, but each have just been sort of shut down effectively every time it tries to happen. Which, like you said, is just the very nature of capture the flag.
Oh. Catches Utah State out before they can even get to the flag. We do see a spanker be brought out.
This could turn the tide.
Oh, look at that. Gets one, gets another.
Looking to get 3.
Gets 3. Is the team cleared out?
Oh. They're, the 2 that died initially are going to have enough time to respawn it. And
that was an exciting play. Now let's continue on with our 0-0 tie. Because this is capture the flag, and we're in eternal purgatory.
Pretty much, yeah.
Basically, we were casting some high school league here the other day, and it's very much of like a top lane. It's like fighting in the top lane. You just feel that you're just hitting each other with pool noodles and not making too much progress. I must say, Vagar also plays a lot of League of Legends, so he can relate to this experience. Whether it's capture the flag in Halo or top lane in League, he knows this feeling all too well.
Has the endurance then to do it? You know, that stats to the max in terms of committed to go all the way. True Mortar is going to get the no scope, but it's going to get hit in the back melee. Oh, now this double sniper is proven effective right now, is clearing a house. But once again, for as much control as we take on one side, we lose on the other.
Oh, miss.
Okay, now a lot of space gained here. See Vagar making an advance to the flag. Will they be able to defend? A great shot and a great elimination for the first time in this match.
Okay, here we go.
The flag's going to be taken. It's high.
See where we can go. Let's get going. Move.
Okay. Flag carry goes
one's down.
Ooh.
Well, they're still moving the flag. Oh.
It's close to our side. There it is.
They're close. They're trying to get there. The nade spam is just too much to overcome.
Three minutes to get there. It'll be another 3 before we say anything like akin to that.
Oh well, we tried.
We got it pretty far. We got it pretty far. That's a spanker. That's one shot wasted on a spanker without elimination.
Okay.
Are there 2 that spawn on this map?
Nice
It
weapon
was
swap.
just one. It was just one. All right. Now the overshoot as well. This could be big. We have 1 rocket, an S7, and an overshoot as well.
True mortar. First pick.
Oh, no.
Gunfire from just about every way. It's kind of from a whole bunch of different angles that Utah State's fighting from. Nice pickup by Vagar from the side.
Ooh, this could be dangerous. Ooh, that's a Spaker shot wasted.
Okay, here we go again.
Ooh,
Okay, we didn't get it. That was a much shorter length than last time, but you know, we picked it up.
Do you like the little gun buddy that's there? Cat 6. Gonna throw away the S7. I do like it. If you're not confident with it, don't let the enemy team have it. Needler out, looking to find the prey. The poor sucker is gonna be needled, and the one you find has a drop shield in front of him. Unfortunate.
I just have to say, thank goodness that that gun does not have the type of kickback that, say, a Desert Eagle would. that would be a very bad situation.
Your hand would, I think, would just fall off.
Your hand would be the least of your concerns if the Needler had kickback.
Alien technology. It's amazing. So far, it's just trades after trades. I honestly could see this match going to sudden death.
It probably is going to, all things considered. Especially since it's just such a wide open stage as well. I mean, it's like, it's hard to get, because the other team is going to respawn so quickly and there's so many angles they could take you at long range that...
Dropship's going to go down. They could get 2 here. They do. Ooh, but Vagar's going to stay out of the way, get one that could slow down the push just a little bit. There's the Spanker spawn. That's Utah State in control of it, though. However, that's 2 rockets that could be deadly. Adjacent smells it.
Oh boy, close range rocket use. And they both just run right into each other to end it.
There's one on our side here.
Now, Utah State is slowly moving Boise State's flag, actually. Boise State has to stop this push.
Gets one there. Sit in there, might be able to get the trade, was able to get it. Now it's just one. You almost have to play perfectly here and not lose anybody on your attempt to advance to get the flag, because once you lose like 1 or 2 people, your push is effectively gone. Even if you get the flag, they'll just spawn in 5 more seconds and be right on your tail.
Well, this is a bit awkward. He finds himself on the lower ledge. He's going to be able to gain a bit of elevation. Moving up through catwalk and to try to move his cohesive unit to take the flag. But there are 2 Broncos down. 2 from Utah State down as well. Now 3. Oh, man. It's just all these 1-for-1 trades. Now Boise State is going to try to use some fancy footwork. Drop the flag for a little bit. Try to win this one-on-one. Doesn't find it. And that's going to be a return flag.
And we get some damage off. No headshots found. The nade spam might be able to get the trade back. It does. Get into from the grave. Find one more. Gets to elimination. It's going to grab the sniper. The opposing one is on the opposite side of the map here. And as we get down to 2 minutes and 20 seconds left, either team has yet to score a point. Realistically, all it takes is 1 now.
Yeah, it's basically golden flag situation, you could say. Oh. Hysteria is going to be eliminated, but it's a 1-for-1 trade for each side of the team. Utah State actually is starting to move in themselves. This kind of concerted push, maybe the final one, that's pretty easily stopped by the Broncos.
Yeah, I do like that. They decided not to commit to the overshield, and they're just running back to the team's defense. I do like the decision, that call there. You're able to entirely stop a push that could have been disastrous, especially when you're so low in time. I imagine ensuring your flag doesn't get taken is #1 priority here.
Tries to take it around the corner, and it's another 1-for-1 trade.
Ooh, that's router going down as well.
Well, we have 1 minute left.
Trying to stick it out. Win the 1v1. Does get it here. True Mortar poses some danger to Utah State's side. He's going to bounce back, not find anybody there. Finds one. This is probably the chance to do it. 40 seconds left. Utah State sort of on the back foot right now, but the True Mortar goes down. And the 3v3 situation, flag's going to be taken. Trying to gain some space. Misses the plasma pistol shot. And it looks like they're going to be able to return it with only 20 seconds left. It doesn't look like anyone's going to take it in regulation match time. We're going to go to OT.
One final dash by Utah State, remote detonation. That's just going to keep everything where it is. Sudden death.
They take our flag, though.
So, yeah, here we go. First to score, which basically means we could have another 10 minutes here in front of us. Another 5 minutes, excuse me.
It should really be once you die, you're dead.
It's something like that.
Something like that. Where now it's limited. It's limited spawns. There's got to be
Guys,
something.
I've got a great idea. First to score wins. That's exactly the same problem we had beforehand.
They got our flag though. That's an issue. They've started gaining a little bit of momentum. Flag carrier goes down though. It's not going to go any farther than that. Yep. And now the entirety of their push was stopped. Didn't get much farther than what we were able to get it the previous time beforehand as well.
State to move around, isn't going to land it on the heat wave. And flags returned. First minute, nothing too much to see here.
Able to get one. Yeah, this map is so big, and the respawn times are so little that even if you get an elimination of somebody getting your side, by the time you fight through everyone else,
you walk over there
and then fight through at least one person, that person already spawned. So it's
and it's like when you're carrying the flight back, so that's like the third respawn now that you're having to fight against. Basically having to win so many team fights in a row.
.15 seconds off of being 2 minutes into regulation. Trying to get the nade detonations there. Sniper shot committed, not going to land here. Now taking the fight into elbow. Is going to get it. Looking at one more. The nade might finish it off. No, it's Vagar going to get the BR kill.
All right. Their flag is starting to move. Boise State, if they can hold it together. Mortar is still moving that flag little by little. This is probably the farthest I've seen. They
captured it.
Oh, miracles can happen. Oh, congrats to the Broncos for winning that. Oh my goodness, that is a 0-0 tie. I do not want to relive.
That was like a 12-minute, 30-minute
Yeah, yeah.
12 minutes and 30-second long
And
match,
the match
I think.
isn't even done.
Nope, we still got. But now the Broncos are at match point.
Yeah, they are
So-
at match point. now we can move on. Now we can move on to oddball, which I'm pretty sure we can get this to
Yeah.
end a little faster.
Yeah. It is best of 3 inside oddball itself, which can be a little elongated, especially if it's a constant back and forth between the teams, and especially at this higher level. The thing that I notice is the team so far, you don't just like grab onto the ball, you don't just hold onto the points. A lot of the times they just sort of leave it for like 10-15 seconds, make sure the area is secure, and then hold on to it, and then they'll hold on to it for like a period of like 30 seconds before probably what I would imagine Utah State able to sort of pounce on BSU's defense fairly quickly if we're the ones having the ball.
This is also the first time that we're going to be seeing Recharge be brought into the mix.
This is the first time we've seen Recharge into it. A classic, a classic, definitely. I feel like that's it's been here since day one.
Yeah.
I do think the main spots to hold it are this one and the other elevated position across from it. At least every time I've played Halo, that's been the main spots that we've sort of held on to the oddball and sort of held it there. It is very nade spammy holding into those, so this might actually be, I imagine the Broncos or Utah want to hold it a little more bigger area where you can avoid being, 4 players, 2 nades, 8 nades. If you just like collectively threw all your nades at the same time, I don't know a lot of people that could survive that.
Nice start for the Broncos. Reality gets the first blood of the game. He's also going to get active camo off of that. Boise State starts getting the points for themselves.
Got the ball for a little bit of time. Losing it. Runs into the ball carrier. Is able to get a shock rifle kill with the camo here. Trying to get one more. Has to land those shots. A little forgiving. Oh, this person's so low. Please. All right, able to get it. The grapple is now down as well. So is the oddball.
Vega retakes it for himself. Oh! They both drop. Reality just takes it. Keeps going where Vagar left off.
Ooh, the shock rifle killed. Not able to get it. Ball carrier goes down. One shot is going to land, and a shot and a melee combo isn't enough, or that melee didn't land. And they reset. The ball was reset. I think that was Reality's doing, or whoever was the last carrying the ball for us. I think they managed to throw it off the edge and reset the ball. But it goes back in Utah State's hand.
Gonna throw out a few nades. A lot of long-range nades, just trying to get any sort of spam damage they can. Boise State now has the ball back.
Goes for the camo instead. Vagar's going to win the fight, takes the second one, decides to bail out, not going to go for it. The plasma nade flies past the head, not going to stick though. Still holding on to it. The True Mortar is going to drop the ball, but it doesn't matter. Too much damage done too fast. The hot ball gets thrown out, actually. Reality's going to be able to get a kill, get it looking for a second, but able to force the player off position.
This active camo is able to use it for its full amount of time. Reality is staying alive. Even when he gets into one-on-ones, been able to keep things moving.
That was ball here. Getting close to 50 points here. Halfway. Now just under a minute to victory here. able to get some solid trades. Realistically, that's all you have to do at this point. Just don't die to nade spam, and don't let anybody get into a flank, and just trade out. Because even the ball carrier is able to do some stuff. Just drop the ball, or that melee damage is enough to hold most people at bay.
Ooh, Cody picks up a double, takes the ball back. Boise State's going to have to wait for the full team respawn. Boise State has such a long lead, though, that just one team fight at this point.
Drop ball, trying to fight for zone control right now. They know they're a little bit of trouble here. Try to go for the flank, but the True Mortar was onto it. The grapple play doesn't quite work out. It's going to be traded. Shock Pistol now here as well. Now just 15 seconds until the W is taken, at least for round 1 of 3, but the spike gets dropped. Thinking there was somebody there, now just 10 more seconds left.
Ooh, he's finding himself under pressure. A nade thrown out as well, but he's just trying to tough it out for these last few seconds. One last melee.
It could. Oh no! If you would have gone for the team kill, it would be over.
And that is gonna be
Okay, that's game
everything.
That's game 1.
All right, Boise State now at match point of match point. So match point plus, if you will.
Game plus.
We're going to head into the second game. Boise State's going to be in the blue, Utah State in the green, and already pretty decisive team fight win. Although Utah State is trading back enough. I think they took out 2 of the Broncos, so it should be just enough to at least make sure the Broncos can't outright grab the ball.
Camouflage the shock rifle, though, gets found out. Trying to make some progress, make some leeway. Nobody quite has control of the ball yet. Reality's able to get 1. Looking for a second. Still nobody holding on control of the ball. Finds a second, a little bit of dangerous position here, trying to dodge him. Does it effectively.
What?
Vagar's going to get
How did you even get out of there?
I was going to mention it. I was going to mention it before. There's not many times I've been fooled by the camouflage, but looking at it now, it's quite a good camouflage.
Reality is going to be able to make it out of there. Boise State is only able to push the oddball slightly more into a position they wanted.
If I want to get some nade damage there. Ball is now down. Now the center spawn, the default spawn. Needler trying to get some work done, is able to do it. They currently have possession of the ball, drops the ball, throws a nade, but is able to get the elimination. The ball is just... That was weird. The grapple was supposed to bring the ball to you, but is able to dodge some incoming damage here. Now in a relatively safe spot, but quite a few teammates are down right now. Just trying to get points, trying to run away, preserve the life.
Oh! Now has the active... Oh. It looked promising. Boise State is only going to have to settle for an 8-point lead, which is Utah State now that they're starting to move the oddball back into their territory.
They now have control. Reality trying to win a 1v1, not able to do it. Somebody was hiding in the corner there, and is not going to be punished for it. It's going to preserve their life. They're going to be able to run away and see if Vagar is able to get the elimination. Not able to do it. They've been holding on to the ball for quite a bit of time here now, getting to dangerous territories of amount of lead they have.
Oh, my goodness. He just called out that positioning. Immediately flicked over and took him out.
Oh, wow.
Well, that's a nice nade onto Cody. But the other 2 for Utah State take out the remainder of the Broncos, so even more charge goes over to Utah State.
they are effectively able to run the ball around pretty well to the point where they're evading most of the BSU attackers here, and it would put some space. So even if you do win a fight, you're so low, you're gonna face somebody else before you even get there. And now, a pretty significant lead they got going on.
Able to pick up Xylon. Picks up a double with Cody. Oddball now reclaimed for the Broncos. There's a triple. Can he pick up the quad? He manages to land some damage. He's going to reposition. This is a great run. There we go. Going for the fourth. Well, I'll pick up an assist. Look, I'm happy with that. A triple and an assist.
Triple and assist. Being True Mortar is going to take the fight. They drop the ball, take the double. Now it's a 3-on-2. They're able to get 2, but Reality's able to clean it up, resume control of the ball.
And now the Broncos are back in the lead.
That was a really good fight taken there by those players. And the trades.
So that was like, what, 7 eliminations before he got taken out?
Before down, yeah. And the really good thing that I'm seeing so far that the Broncos are doing is the level of map control they have, where you take one fight, there's somebody else in a different area completely shooting at your back. And so your shield and your health points just go to 0 so fast. You're not even really able to pose so much of a threat.
Xylon takes out Vagar, but ultimately the rest of the Broncos are able to make up for that. Just 24 away from claiming victory. They're not going to pick up the oddball quite yet. They're going to wait for Utah State to respawn.
Do like hearing the comments from this team so far. Probably not able to hear it too much on stream. But the comment itself to wait for a respawn was there. And the entire team just sort of stops for a second.
Now they're going to pick up the oddball. Now they're just 20 away.
It stalled for a second.
It did. I was faked out for a second.
Shock Rifle looking to pick up some stuff. Not only 10 seconds away, a lot of pressure now on Utah State. Adjacency isn't able to get away with that camouflage. Now 5 seconds. Asteria just able to just hold it up there. And that's the Broncos taking round 2. Winning match point of match point.
Well, congrats to the Broncos for winning all of that. Despite some early jitters with King of the Hill, they recovered beautifully, went through the ultimate marathon of capture the flag, and ultimately came out on top in oddball.
It was quite the scuffle going on there. And so far, just taking a look at the bracket here that I have on my phone, we move on to the lower bracket finals or quarterfinals. New Haven will play whoever wins against UKY Blue and Full Sail Armada. So whoever plays that, and then between New Haven and those two teams, then push on to move there, and then the team that sort of mentioned it before, whoever ends up losing. Okay, so we played the loser of Oklahoma Christian or Arizona State. So the previous 2 matches. And ASU is leading that series 2-1. So
all right, so we'll just have to see who we face off, but we'll take a short break, allow the bracket to cement itself, and be back with the next match in the lower bracket. Boise State's making an awful good run at it. Can they continue on? Find out soon enough.
Idaho Central Credit Union, looking after your daily balance.
Here are a couple lessons I've learned over the years. Friendships come in all shapes and sizes. And always buckle up. Seatbelts save lives. That's a rule we can all live by. Growing up in Idaho, we have certain rules we live by. First rule, camouflage never goes out of style. And always buckle up. Seatbelts save lives. That's a rule we can all live by.
It's me, your Idaho Central Credit Union app. Rough morning. Is that a mobile deposit? I got this. Beat it, Charlie. We're making money moves here. Cha-ching. And done.
Charlie, come on, outside.
Sorry about the mess. I'd help if I had hands. The closest Idaho Central Credit Union branch is in your pocket. Dave, it's your Idaho Central app. I know this car got you through college, but check this out. In my credit, your credit score looks good. And there's a great rate on this auto loan so we can score a roomier ride. Whoa, who's driving this thing? The closest Idaho Central Credit Union branch is in your pocket.
Visit NationalGuard.com to begin your guard adventure.
I know that you're feeling forsaken, mistaken, wish you were another man. I remember feeling awakened, mistaken, if you thought I'm in that place where you want me to be, but I don't want you back. So it's easy to see when I'm high all the time. 'Cause I have lost you, get the thinking why we used to be so high on life. Without you, I don't feel alive. So I just keep on being high, high, higher than the sky. Tell me, are you there for me even when I try? Keep on being high. Without you, keep on being high. Without you, keep on being high. I know that you're feeling forsaken, mistaken, wish you were another man. I remember feeling awakened, mistaken, if you thought I'm in that place where you want me to be, but I don't want you back. So it's easy to see when I'm high all the time. 'Cause I have lost you, get the thinking why we used to be so high on life. Without you, I don't feel alive. So I just keep on being high, high, higher than the sky. Tell me, are you there for
Good evening and welcome to the Boise State Esports Arena. We're just about ready to head into the next round of Boise State making their way throughout the lower finals. Boise State is about to head up against Arizona State in Collegiate Halo, so it should prove to be a very exciting match between these two teams. Boise State now makes their way into the quarterfinals. I'm your host, Jacob Palmer. I am joined by Colin Majunkin to call all of the action for you. And so now the rubber starts to meet the road, so to speak.
Yeah, they definitely the team's got to pick up traction here at some point. Fisher ends up moving on. So does Oklahoma Christian, so they'll face off and determine who goes forward and then who goes down to the semifinals game in the lower bracket. However, though, we're more focused on the Boise State game, which is going to be Boise State and Arizona State as well going at it. So this is a top 4 team.
Mm-hmm.
This is going to be a team that's going to be one of those games. It's going to be hard to put in words. It's going to be back and forth. I really think it's going to be similar to the Utah State one in the terms of that it ends up being very close, and Boise State ended up winning that 3-1 in a sense. So it just those games ended up being very long, is what it felt like.
Yeah,
but I feel like this one's actually going to be back and forth.
That's actually the question I wanted to ask you, because if that captured the flag round last match was anything to go by, what stage we're playing on, and more importantly, what mode we're playing on, can make all the difference. So, what are we starting out with for the first round?
I believe I actually have it. I have it in the notes.
You have it in your notes. He's just checking his official.
I have it. I got to make sure I'm.
Well, while he's checking, here's something we always can count on. That's Doc's keys to the game in Halo, and that's going to be to control the high ground, rotate to those power items, team target, and of course employ those sweaty comms. It's all brought to you by Drop-In Gaming. Play your favorite games to win cash and prizes through free and paid entry matches and tournaments. Whether you are new to the scene or a seasoned veteran, Drop-In Gaming has the right games and competition for you. All right, Kyle, what do you have for us?
So we're starting off King of the Hill on Recharge. So King of the Hill is a map that ended up being swept up underneath us at the start of last one. We didn't start off too strong in it. We got close. We got very close to tying it up and end up putting it to a point where we could have very much reverse swept it and taken it. But I think this is a map, honestly, Recharge, that we are extremely comfortable on. And we are going to see at least 2 new maps as well going into these. We're not going to quite divulge what those are, but starting at the start of King of the Hill, getting right into it, Boise State in the red, Arizona State in the blue. Will Boise State push on forward, or will Arizona State put a stop to BSU's climb?
Well, Boise State isn't off to the best start. Almost all of their team gets wiped out. And it's all on the heads of Ambition. We might want to keep an eye on this player going forward.
It was noted that Ambition and the True Mortar are some of the top-ranked keyboard M&K players in NA. So definitely going to keep.
We're going to have a battle of the Titans here.
Yes. Oh, definitely. Yes. It's trading back and forth so far. And that's a lot of Boise State players down there. It's looking like Arizona State's going to regain control of this first objective point and slowly take it down. Try and take some sightlines, try to see some angles here. Getting low on shields. Watching Reality, takes a 1v1, countered one, took the advantage, gets the elimination for it. Currently 2-2. They still hold on to this objective points. They're just about to cap it. Got to contest it. And the elimination did not go through in time. That is Arizona State taking point number 1.
The interesting thing is that this was the game mode that Boise State lost to start things off. So, I always I'm a person who likes to look to the margins of everything, and it was I'll really start to worry if Arizona State builds up a 3 lead over Boise.
Yeah, when it starts getting to 3, that's basically a match point. Especially if Boise State can get 1 by 2, then I'll start feeling pretty confident here. But so far, our track record on King of the Hill is not amazing in this tournament. 0-1 so far in it, so But I definitely think it's a best of 5. If you end up losing the first one, it's not that big of a deal. You just need to make sure you take the next map.
But Arizona State is already picking up their second, putting a whole bunch of pressure on the Broncos, and the KDA differential is really starting to show for the Sun Devils.
Trying to get some nades off. Reality has to pull back a little bit. We currently have control of the hill. A little favorable in terms of where it's spawned for us. 1/4 the way there, throwing out some preemptive nades from the side of Asteria. There's now 3 members of Arizona State closing in, and that's ASU. Taking some advantage here. They now got the point. The Sun Devils looking pretty strong right now.
Boise State is already down 1, trying to even it up. Asteria is going to be able to take out Ambition. So top fragger down for the next few seconds. Not entirely inconsequential, but they need to be moving over to that point, and it's so far away is what I'm worried about.
Yeah, ASU right now is currently 3/4 away, beyond 3/4 away. They're about 90% done with this objective point where they're at 3, and that's when it starts getting really dangerous for this side of BSU. We are able to contest it at the last second, and now we gain back control, but all it's going to take is for Arizona State to just control it for 1 second, maybe like a couple.
Any sort of pick that Boise State can get right off the bat, just like that one, onto Ambition. I think that can help Boise State secure this point. There is a contest going on onto the point. Oh, Boise State just barely, but they're on the board.
On the board, getting 1-2 here. This is where it starts becoming a real scrappy of a fight in terms of these eliminations and who you're exactly eliminating compared to what is their distance to the objective really starts to matter, because if Boise State takes this and ties it up, it's going to be a real nail biter.
Charge already starts to go up for Arizona, but Boise State now has it for themselves. We got a shot that's just well. Doesn't find anybody.
True Motor going to advance, press the advantage. Renee's going to push Asteria off, but Asteria very low on
alive. Get him. Nice. Boise State has been hanging on to this point for a pretty long time. Oh, as a 2-on-1, but still manages to trade 1-on-1. Since another Bronco can come in and clean things up. I think the Broncos...
Oh. Yeah, able to get... Yeah, able to get... Just keep it going. And that's Boise State now on the board again. 2-2. It is completely 100% tied. Able to keep it going, just non-stop, able to find it. But right now, Arizona State has control of it. Every time they take control the first time, it's led to disaster, but there's still a little bit of buffer zone in terms of for BSU. It's first to 4, so you can end up getting that 3 and going down here. Vagar's going to go down, trying to hold the high ground here. Not able to hold it any longer. Going down, still no contest on the side of BSU onto this point, as ASU is now over the halfway mark and has recontrolled over the King of the Hill objective point. BSU is going to have to do something about this pretty quickly if they don't want to go down and make this too close of a game than they have to. But honestly, it's kind of my opinion that I think Boise State does a little better under pressure.
Well, we'll see how well that hypothesis of yours gets tested, because they're under a heck of a lot of pressure right now.
Oh, yeah. There's
very last moment, and that 1-on-1 doesn't really go in favor for what Boise State wanted. So now they're going to have to get 2 in a row.
Now there's very little room for mistakes here now, as Arizona State now just needs 1 more point to cap this, as objectively this might be the hardest King of the Hill point to hold, seeing it's just in the middle of everything. And this was the one that Arizona State was able to take off the rip at the start of the match with really no level of contest from Boise State right now. in terms of 1v1, Boise State's losing.
You're talking about just how hard a point this is to defend. That makes, you know, the sizable lead that the Sun Devils are building up right now even more potent.
Oof. That headshot's a good headshot peek. Looking for one more. Gets flanked, though. And now just 5 ticks away from getting this point. They are going to get it, and that is Arizona State taking 1 out of a best of 5. 2 more to close it off, but the next map is going to be Slayer on Empyrean.
Now, this definitely seems like this has been Boise State's strongest mode overall. But we also have to look at the KDAs and how it opens. You know, I think you got to keep a huge eye on Ambition.
Oh yeah, no, Ambition. I don't remember the last time, but I imagine at least over 20 kills. Most definitely over that. But I definitely do think there'll be trouble in terms of Slayer. But one person cannot carry your team when it comes to Slayer. But this is a 3-ranked team in this tournament. So they didn't just get here by only having one really good player. They got here by having a really good team. So seeing on a map that we have yet to see on this desk so far, it's going to be a little bit interesting to see how this Boise State Halo team is going to sort of readjust.
It's going to be a completely new setting, but a very familiar rule set, and one that Boise State, so far this day, has been really performing well in. Even in the Utah State match, that one went to 4. Boise State seemed to be strongest in their Slayer stages.
Yeah, especially in their Slayer stages. They managed to beat out Utah by 25, doubling their score effectively, which was absolutely amazing. I do think this game will be a lot closer. I don't think anyone will be doubling anyone's score. I'm guessing it's going to be within 10 kills.
I would say that that's probably a pretty cogent prediction.
I know this is probably super obvious, but it's going to be Mortar and Ambition that it's going to be the top baggers, and I think one of them is going to be the decider of
you could just
clutch plays.
Now everyone could just, oh my goodness, Stina though already picking up one, but it's answered back 2-2 to start things off.
And if that isn't the way to set the tone for how this matchup is going to go, I don't know any other way that could do it. Or last time around this map, it was capture the flag. So
which was horrible.
At least this should end a little sooner than capture the flag.
But we have a whole bunch of options available for this stage. I mean, we got Spanker, we've also got the sniper available. So this is a very long-range stage. It's going to test people's accuracy. Right now, Boise State ekes out a very narrow lead, but a lead nonetheless, 6-4.
Advancing that by a bit. 2 more. Now 8-4, leading by double here so far. And yeah, you're talking about those power weapons. You know, the Spanker, the 2 S7s, the Heat Wave, the Overshield. And I think there's a camouflage on this map as well. This map is massive with a lot of different weapons that'll turn the tide in Slayer as opposed to in a capture the flag sense. So I think the snipers, the Overshield, and the Spanker will play a lot bigger of a role in this map than what we previously saw.
Charges up a shot, but it's not going to land in the end. Vagar gets eliminated. Still, Broncos holding on to the lead.
Taking some long-range shots. The Spanker's going to be spawning soon. In some little bit of trouble here. Still getting close. That's Arizona State now sort of recapturing the lead a little bit, but still keeping it tied. This next kill, they'll now take the lead officially. In a 2-elimination point, but the Spanker's about to spawn in 2 seconds here. I don't imagine anyone has the right mind to push that gun. still managed to hold the lead here.
That's a pickup by Vigar. Here's the thing, we were hyping up Ambition and True Mortar, but neither of them are really leading for top frags. Instead, it's Captain Nash and Asteria who have really stepped up for their respective teams.
Yeah, so far it's been super divided in terms of who's really doing it well, and it's really divided amongst Arizona State. 4-6, 4-4.
One rocket with the spanker. Reality picks it up.
Yeah, just still it's at this 18-19 right now. You can tell just how careful they're being with their positioning. They're nading corners, the common corners that they're expecting somebody to sit in.
Tough 2-on-1 that comes out from the side, dislodges 2 Broncos.
Taking the lead by 3 now. Not exactly a massive buffer zone that I imagine Arizona State's looking for, but nevertheless, a lead that they're looking for. And oh, the sniper waiting for it. Ah, tries to get a double shot off, not able to do it. It's grab lift, a little bit of audio clicks going off, but it's proven a challenge to hit. And that's Reality getting creative with their positioning and getting one. Can they do it again? They will not be able to do it again. The Vagar's there to clean it up, and is not able to get the sniper. It's going to just fall off the edge of the map.
Right now, Boise State is trailing by just a couple. He's going to see a one-on-one where Vega is going to get taken out. That gets Arizona State halfway. Up down into Gulch. Oh,
Ooh.
faces that. That was rough. A 2-on-1 there.
Yeah, that's low on shields too, low on the health. Not able to do too much about it. Not 24-28. And these next engagements to go now. 5-point lead. This is the largest lead we've seen either team hold. Now a 6. Arizona State seems to be walking away with this Slayer matchup right now, as this area is going to go down, and 2 respawns, 33-24. It's starting to run away with this game as they have now more than 10 points.
I think you can tell the Sun Devils are really starting to leverage their pressure and taking on a lot more of these engagements. And when Boise State is staggered and can't necessarily answer them at a full 4-4.
Yep. They're taking a lot of space within, you know, a lot of space that should be in Boise State's control. They have control of it right now, and that's not the ideal place you want to go. And at very best, they're doing good at trading out and winning these 1v1s. Still, just the Broncos not able to close this gap that is this lead that the Sun Devils have been able to open up. Nine eliminations. You know, it's going to take a little bit of turning up from these BSU players.
Your prediction was that it wouldn't be more than 10, and we're right on the edge of that.
It's right. It's right there. It's close. We have seen Ambition turn up a little bit more.
Ooh. Now there's just 10 left. Arizona State. Now we see Ambition. He got off to a slow start, but now he's at 16-2-9.
Yeah. Be a little more careful here. They know they got snipers. They know they're on their back foot right now. They cannot be charging in recklessly. They've got to take their engagements they've got to take their engagement smart and fight properly. And more than likely, as a team, more than anything, trades are super important right now. In fact, you can't actually trade anymore. You have to be winning your 1v1s and more. Able to get the stick. Looking for another one. Gets the melee. Reality's able to get 2, but that's about it. It's now just 3 eliminations away from winning map number 2.
Maybe Mortar can make it happen on the Spanker. He is going to pick up one. But then he gets found out by Ambition. 2 left. Out of situation for Vagar, too. He's out of shields. Has to move back to charge up.
Oh, the stick.
It's a 1-for-1 trade, but ultimately that works out in favor for Arizona State. So now the Sun Devils go up 2-0, and we are going to be moving on to Oddball on Live Fire.
On Live Fire.
So I hope you like looking at towers, because we're
it's keeping the same way, which I think it's probably. I think that map in and of itself may not be our best, so I think the matchup just quite wasn't there. It's sort of like in the previous matchup when we played Slayer in Arguarius. That was a map that we were super comfortable with the game I was super comfortable with, and I think both teams started off really slow. It just ended up being Arizona State that ended up rocketing off faster. They were the ones that got the momentum, and especially in the mid portion of it, when they got to like 25 to 30, between that period, you could just tell it felt different the way they were playing. They took a lot more space. They were a lot more aggressive. They were hitting their headshots. They were doing a good job in that sense. So definitely, reminder of a threatening team nonetheless.
It's definitely going to be a test of true mental reset. Can the Broncos steel themselves, be able to start fighting back, get a victory, make the overall match 2-1, and just try to move on from there? This is the last chance the Broncos have to stay in this tournament. They've made quite a good run in the lower bracket, nothing to be ashamed of whatsoever.
No, yeah. It's the fire's got to be lit now. You've got to realize this is do or do not here. But Boise State in the red, ASU staying in the blue here. A little bit of swap colors in terms of school's colors, at least. Trying to get a pick with the sniper here. The S7 not able to get it. Overshield spawns in 6 seconds. So does the Spanker in a similar amount of time. Ball currently in possession of ASU.
Nice pick onto Ambition, runs into someone around the corner. Sun Devils still have initial control over the Oddball.
Oh, no more overshields. True Mortar 4-1, turning up right now.
Oh man, has no time at all. Is trying to no scope. Hey, the sneaky play here by Asteria, excuse me. It's brought the Broncos to a lead, going north of 20.
Getting naded out eventually. Probably getting ready to throw this skull off the map or make a rotation play. They are going to throw it off the map here, get a rotate, take some fights right now. It looks like the Sun Devil player was kind of predicting that, positions themselves either by coincidence or predicting that they might be want to throw it off the edge of the map. Building a decent lead so far, but the ball carry goes down.
And now they're all moving in as one. True Mortar is just going to hang on to this as long as he can and then throw it off the edge. Should give Boise State just enough time, although Arizona State is pretty quick on picking it up.
Overshield should spawn in about a second here, too. Gets the stick, doesn't have to worry about it anymore. You're going to follow through and then attempt to get the Overshield. True Mortar's not able to do it. Now Overshield's down. It looks like an ASU player is going to be able to pick it up. He's going to be able to pop it, too. This could be dangerous engagement to take. The Overshield gets drained very quickly. He's able to get reality, though, nevertheless. Might be looking for a second. Not able to get it, though.
This is quite a fight back, though, by the Broncos. They're going to put the last member of the Sun Devils, just go off the edge, reset it. Boise State moving in to take the ball for themselves. Ooh. Nice one-on-one.
Reality. A little questionable.
Looks
okay.
like we have a DC.
Okay. Unfortunate. That's video gaming over the internet.
Mm-hmm.
You know, even even with LAN connections, everything like that. That's the reality of it.
Yep.
It's going to be a reset. The Broncos had quite a bit of lead there. I would say a pretty favorable lead. So I do wonder how this forced manual reset is going to affect them.
Yeah, this is. I mean, everything that I was saying earlier, about being able to steel yourselves and take a few deep breaths and reset your mentals is now even more here.
Yeah, it's super important to do that now and to follow through with that. This is something where as a team captain or as somebody as a player, you gotta really install it in the players' heads of this is something you can't control. Don't get stressed. Don't get over zealous about it and angry and try to perfect a mistake that was made. You just need to reset the course.
Yeah,
that's all you can do.
Well, overall in this tech pause, was there anything that you were seeing though that you liked from the Broncos? Because that led to that lead that they can continue on moving forward with.
The true mortar seemed to be coming alive a little bit more. I think that was something we didn't see a whole lot in Slayer compared to the counterpart of Ambition. Ambition had a really slow start. I think both those players we noted had a really slow start, and Ambition really started rocketing off, and there really was no follow back from the side of True Mortar.
So we have just heard that we're going to restart, but we're doing it keeping the previous score in mind. So Boise State will only need to get to 61. ASU needs to get to 80 in order for it to be considered a win.
That is nice. It's a very honorable thing to do. I feel like a lot of teams would want a complete restart in that sense.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that's a very solid thing to do. And now so you can sort of, I think the Broncos can sigh a sigh of they can breathe a sigh of relief because it's sort of like, great, we have to make back that 40-point lead that we had. No, we don't. We had we're playing as if we started there. So that's very nice to start off of. But yeah, going back to that, I think I saw the True Mortar come alive in terms of like at that beginning we saw 4K come out of him almost in his second life in that matchup there. So it was if we continue to see those out frags from our players, enemy team can't do anything if they're not alive to do anything about it.
And this tower has really been a key position here. I mean, we only really see one half of the stage when we're here in. It's not like we're going indoors at all. We normally play completely out in the open.
A lot more of the underground play, I would say. I think we're seeing a lot more of the underground. I have yet to see that spawn, that backside spawn through this tunnel.
I think we're just seeing a lot more underground play because teams are getting cleared out a whole lot more. Because Boise State's first match was such a steamroll, they were just able to hang out on tower. But now that the oddball is getting reset so much, we're starting to see the underground be brought into play. And True Mortar and they were not waiting to get back in the match.
They're in there. A little bit of an ambush there. Able to connect the headshots. Nobody quite has control of the oddball yet. Currently winning a lot of the engagements. There was almost a stick there by the nade. Reality not able to do it. They're going to take control of the overshield too. It could be dangerous in terms of the first grabs of the oddball.
Boise State moving ever so carefully over toward the tower because Arizona State has possession of the oddball and they're not going to be able to dislodge them from that.
Number control over the oddball here. It looks like Boise State's going to be the ones to take control of it. The ticker going up. All Arizona State needs to do is get to 80, while Boise State needs to get to 61. Getting ready to drop the ball.
Yep, and we've been seeing this kind of cautious gameplay.
It definitely is a standard practice in competitive Halo.
Oh!
Wow! What a snipe from Ambition, especially onto True Mortar there, sending back to the respawn screen. Gonna have to wait a couple more seconds before they get into the fight here. Stereo meant to run away, was able to get the trade nonetheless. That's Tremore getting one. Looking for the ball carrier now. Yeah, I'm just going to hold on to that as long as you can. Reset it. Definitely going to be seeing that a lot in this matchup. Not a whole lot of time to get the ball carrier die voluntarily.
Boise State back in possession of the ball, has gotten 1/3 of the way there to that 61 target they need to hit.
Ball taken.
Trying to run it into cover there.
Ball taken.
Reality able to cover Team Mortar there. Ooh, but gets taken out from the flank. A bit low on shields, has to dive into the undergrounds. Is going to get windmills on the reversal there. Oh, and the ball goes over the edge. They knew exactly what they're doing, but it comes in. Sniper is also going to be online in a couple seconds here. Now just roughly almost halfway here. Now officially halfway.
Oh, but they're going to get forced off the edge. Actually, I don't. There goes the outball again. How soon can we get back down below ground? Vagar coming in, is able to help his teammate out, and takes a one-on-one there as well. Okay, Boise State in the home stretch. The music would be playing right now.
The music would be playing. Now just 10 more seconds.
Oh, here we go.
Going to drop the ball, can make sure to win the 1v1s, relieve a lot of pressure here. Only about 5 more seconds.
Oh, 5 away. Just the nade spam to take him out. Pick up the ball and just try to run. He's not even going to get one, though. Oh, this is so scrappy.
Counters some of the enemy there. Going to nades
everywhere.
Sniper's picked up only 2 shots, though, in the magazine. Nobody holding control of the ball just yet. Definitely fighting over it. Finds one, is able to get the body shot. Snipe, now only 1 shot in the sniper. Takes the ball. Only 2 more seconds are needed
got it
here.
There it is.
Yep.
All right, and we'll just kind of have the typical wait out here.
Yep. Just gonna let it hit 100. Restart.
Oh my goodness, I don't know if that could have been
any closer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whoo, boy.
That was a matchup. And we getting right into it though. Only about 20 seconds before next matchup ends up coming through. I do think I'm starting to think that oddball is it's definitely our strong suit. This is nice to see in a tournament.
It's especially nice to see at a moment like this that both teams can still have fun and live by the honor code and all that.
Yeah. And it's such a serious tournament that both these teams take very seriously. You know, it's their game. You know, they want it to be their tournament. Nobody wants to lose here. Able to have a moment of, hey, let's have a 10 seconds of fun. Doesn't hurt anybody, but you know, now it's back to business though.
Now it's back to 100.
Back to 100%. You know, this is if Boise State takes this next round, they move on to game number 4 and stay alive. But you know, it's still in play for Arizona State to reversal here, but they have to win 2 in a row, which is a very demanding thing to ask.
Nice shot by Vagar onto Captain Nash. But Arizona State is fighting back pretty evenly. Taking out a few of Boise State, and neither team is going to get initial control over the oddball.
Gonna back off from the nade, decide not to follow. Engage in a fight, gonna take it out. Now it's BSU with control of the ball here. Taking it around the edge, the lower portion of the map. We don't see this spot particularly. But I think I did answer my own question of why we don't see the oddball held on that side of the map a whole lot. Because they want to be able to throw the ball off the map when they need to. A good transfer of ball carrier to the person who has the more shields. It's Boise State that's continuing to hold out here.
I just really appreciate this announcer who doesn't lose an ounce of enthusiasm, despite having to say the same lines 50 times in a row.
And been doing it for, like, what is it, like 12 years, something like that?
Yeah.
It's they're a sensation to all casters.
I'm just
We all-
surprised
we all-
that that's one of the things that I would think that you would get so that if you're not doing well, that's something you could get tilted out of just hearing him say the same things over and over again.
Or if Halo specifically designed them to, like, as the game goes on longer, his attitude changes.
I want him to get slightly less enthused as the longer the game goes.
Get very monotone.
Justin, capture the flag, though. Justin,
Just
capture
capture the flag.
Flag returned. Cobra flag returned. A few yawns in there. It's like that SpongeBob episode. So much later that the old narrator got tired of waiting, and they had to hire a new one. Meanwhile, Boise State playing things pretty safe. Gonna just go with the slight lead that they have in the oddball, reset it. Nade spam, though. Let's throw all that down there. It's gonna have to be forced down. Tries to save it with a melee.
Ooh, the stick almost happened there. Doesn't matter. True Mortar is going to get ambition there. Oh, and the stick. How does that not land right there? That is on it. Ball carrier trying to get away with it. Vagar trying to retreat to a safer location here.
Man, this is the first time I've been indoors in a while here on Livefire. I thought it wouldn't happen. But here we go.
Forgot the section of the map existed.
But the problem is like you can't throw it off the edge here, so
Yeah.
it could really be more of a feast or famine kind of thing.
Playing for possession here is massive. You can't just get a 5-second reset and bite off some time. When you lose your entire team, when you lose the entire team, it all goes down there.
Oh, and they take a 2-on-1 as well.
Throwing out the plasma nade. Not able to get too much with it. Sitting at 46 now, just 4 ticks away from being halfway to victory. They do manage to gain control here. Should have
Nice charge.
Yeah, roughly about like 10 more seconds, I would say, before we get really contested. Yeah, 7. Trying to find somebody. 4 people closing in from 2 different angles. This is going to be dangerous side of Boise State in terms of holding on to this ball.
Whoa!
Ooh. Oh, and we get the trade. Still, even though I saw so many people pushing for the side of Arizona State, the Broncos have managed to still maintain control of the oddball from the Sun Devils.
This is a huge lead they built up for themselves.
Still holding on to the ball here. Vagar goes down. That's going to be a ball down. Throwing out some nades. Going to get some pretty good damage in, but just not enough.
Man,
as
I
the
would have
retreat.
thought that Nate did it.
Yeah.
That was like right on target. Boise State now just 16 away. Vagar having a bit of trepidation about wanting to just go out and grab it. He's going to get it. Try to move it to a slightly safer location. Moving over toward the tower, and Boise State's just 10 away now.
Pretty low. No shields here. It looks like this should be game. I don't think there's realistically anybody that should be able to stop. Just as I say that, I cast across the environmental.
You forget the miracle nade.
Just the absolute lob from downtown. Calm Tom Brady. I didn't know we were playing Madden. Tries to throw the ball off the map.
Someone check the air level on that grenade. I have questions.
Deflate gate. Take the ball. 1 second left. And
There you
that is
go.
the Broncos staying alive for
Nelly.
one more.
We have got a match on our hands.
Now you know what the next one is, right?
The next one, I need to check my notes, but you have your notes, so that's why I'm relying on you.
I was just saying because it's your favorite game mode out of them all.
Capture the flag.
It's capture the flag.
It's just what I want. Well, what stage is it on? Because I think that particular stage, the first stage, that was a no-go all around.
It's not Imperion, so it's not that one.
Okay.
I think this is the map that we have yet to see here on the desk. It's Argyle,
Okay.
a Argyle. Argyle.
Okay.
Yeah, I had it right the first time. So, I honestly, out of memory, I don't remember this map. I'm a little excited to see it, but then even if Boise State manages to close this out again, then we go to Slayer on Arguelles, which, like I said before, is, in my opinion, our best map with one of our best game modes. So I think if Boise State manages to hold this out, hopefully not go to overtime, hopefully we just forward cap the flag and get the 4 points and move on to Slayer. But, with how close these games have been, besides that last step of oddball, it's
So for Argyle, we have snipers and camo available.
those are going to be the ones to look out for. That seems like the common theme for most of these competitive maps. The Spanker seems to be
Sniper and
yeah,
sniper and
camouflage.
and camouflage.
Yeah. Which that should be in. Yeah, because Live Fire doesn't have that. Yeah. I honestly don't see Overshield having a mass. I haven't seen Overshield have a massive impact so far. Like, I haven't seen somebody with Overshield have massive impact. Starting right off into it is capture the flag already. Reality grabbing control of the sniper here. Oh,
Oops.
Unfortunate. Lost a sniper and lost a life.
Who needs a sniper when you just got the sidekick?
Exactly.
And sidekick in your fist is all you need in my book.
That's ooh, wow. A risky grab with a commando there, but it's going to be met with a headshot immediately. And right off the bat, our flag is taken, and True Mortar is trying to get a flank here, trying to get an open angle. Ambition goes down, but there's still 2 on the flag here. Flag carry goes down, and our flag should be returned pretty shortly.
Yep, that should be it.
Cobra flag return.
Mm-hmm. You took the words right out of my mouth, mister. I have a feeling we're going to be hearing that a lot.
Over the boss mates. Ooh, somebody from all the way on our side shooting at us. We take the flag, but they take ours.
Now, this is promising, actually, because, Ambition was the only one who survived. Man, there's a stagger onto both teams, however. Who's going to get there first is the question.
Big R going down. It's an interesting predicament because
He's going as fast as he possibly can.
we need to get our flag as well, which is contested. It's about to be returned, I think. We are returning
Oh, this
it.
is huge.
We got it. A couple more seconds.
Cobra flag return.
That's a point.
There you go.
So even if there's no more points scored, Boise State wins, but we'd have to wait 10 minutes to get there.
Would it be the end of the world if we just, put...
Oh, wow.
So, interesting thing is that ASU, this isn't the first time they've played this stage. They went up against Oklahoma Christian, and the match that sent ASU down to the lower bracket where we are, Oklahoma Christian beat them 3-0 on this stage. So, already Boise State is looking good.
Yeah, and I imagine ASU, they're looking to redeem themselves to a degree, but I imagine it's pretty daunting in terms of we didn't do so well on this map last time, and now we're sort of already in a deficit in this map again. So I imagine it's not the best feeling for them. But our flag is taken as well. The trade did not go through. That last nade did not work. But it was enough to push that person off to get a little more space, and that nade's gonna work out.
Moving through, slowly but surely. Okay, now we're in a situation where flags...
It's just, now it's just both sides are on the opposite side of the map, and now it's just going to be either team attempting to go one by one to get their flag back.
We're basically just playing capture the flag again.
Yes,
It's just mirror capture the flag.
It's just reversed. Ooh, able to get a really good shot off, but there's still too many. But Asteria able to clear out 2 of them. Now 3.
That's huge. It gives just enough time, I think, for one of the Broncos to go over and try to return the flag.
Yep. Rowdy getting 1. Should be able. I imagine there's a section to throw the map.
That's
off the
huge.
point. Yeah, this could be the one. Oh, Reality not able to get it. Oh, what a snipe from Ambition there. How did that one not connect? A little confused on how that happened. Oh, 2 missed snipes. That's the true mortar going down. This could be a dangerous situation for the side of the Broncos.
Oh boy. Neither team budging too much. Nice pick for Vagar. Ambition also gets 1.
Ooh, misses snipe. Has to grab it to recontest here.
Moving in. He has to take a 2-on-1. I think they might be able to return here.
Might have a contest last second, actually.
Oh, no.
Oh, we did get a grab. Okay.
Oh, my God.
It's close. This is,
Hey, we're not even halfway through yet. We're still north of 6 minutes. Would it be the end of the world if they made the maximum score 3 and made it, 7 minutes maximum? Just pare things back just a little.
yeah. I'll agree with you on that one. I do seem. Oh, they got the flag back. Oh, but they're returning their own flag. Oh, but they returned their own flag. We got our flag back, but then they
all
returned.
that.
Then they
all that for that.
Oh boy.
I mean, we're still in the lead, and that's a nice shot by Mortar, making it happen on the sniper.
Okay.
Oh my goodness! What?
Oh.
Oh. Just short of the 4K.
It would have been so sick to hit. I would have made a clip. Using the camouflage, trying to find somebody. Being sneaky beaky like. Oh, nice one. Vagar just happened to push off that position, so that player got the high ground here. Oh,
he's
with the sneak up though.
We're now halfway through, finally.
Good pick by Vagar.
Nade thrown out in center and to the side. He finds himself pinched into the 2 sides, but still manages to survive for a bit. Reality gets pick onto Ambition. I like what I'm hearing, and you can hear it too, is the communication is not letting down.
No.
In a mode like this, you would think, can just get worn down. Disruptor pushed out.
Trying to find something the Disruptor is interesting. Trying to find something. There goes down Reality. Sniper's about to spawn. Winmo's trying to secure it, not able to get it. Oh, and the turnaround. Ambition able to get 1 more.
This is pretty huge. This is going to be flag grabbed, so this is the tying flag. They've got a sniper to defend it with as well.
Oh, there goes down Ambition though.
Oh.
The flag carrier and the supporting sniper went down. This is going to be flag returned here.
Flag return.
Now the Broncos are on a push themselves. Sun Devils are going to get 2 of their own, though. Now the red flag gets taken. The flag carrier goes down. It's just sitting in a
All
certain
right, it's
spot.
going to be returned.
Yeah,
And now we have another flag taken.
This is the blue one though. This is one we want to return. Where the location? Oh, missed the grapple. You have one more chance. You have one more chance to steal it here. Somebody might go in for a touch here to try and get it. Flag was returned though.
2 minutes, 40 seconds left. And the Broncos still holding on to this narrow lead. Ooh, this long drawn-out
Ooh.
one-on-one goes in favor of reality. Flag taken.
Oh, what a great nade placement. They put them just low enough, but this could be dangerous here as it's super close. That nade is going to get one, and so does True Mortar get another one. But just the nade spam is just so much.
Cobra flag returned.
Cobra flag gets returned here. The snipe trying to go through, not able to get it though. Able to return. Now the flag's being taken on the other side. Oh, what a pick.
Make that a double. 90 seconds left. See Asteria just making steady progress with that flag. Now Boise State's flag is going to be taken as well. Boise State has view over that. Oh, doesn't get him.
But Ambition's down now. The flag
Boise
could
State has the chance to score if they're able to return the other flag.
Cobra flag returned.
That's two.
There you go. That's definitely going to do it.
It's gonna be very hard. I think ASU could do it if Ambition really turns up here, but it's gonna be difficult to do so. Wow.
I don't think there's really anything that the Sun Devils can do now, especially with 30 seconds left. So it's just playing out the last few. Target practice, really. Warm up for the 5th round.
Yeah.
You know, we already hear some applause back. They're hyping themselves up because we are going to Game 5. Can you say reverse sweep? Because that might just be in the cards for the Broncos.
You know, and moving on to Slayer now too. The kill advantage was in the favor of the Broncos as well. I think just like looking over the numbers just slightly, I think the Broncos were like upwards of like 70 something, while the Sun Devils were at like high 50s, low 60s. I think
in Slayer.
In capture the flag, the amount of kills they got.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
okay.
No, but it was Slayer they took last time though, and a pretty good amount. I think it was like 14 is what the lead they had on the last time we played Slayer. But in my opinion, this is a better map. There's no double snipers. There's no spankers. I think the only thing Grace has is evade, the active camo. I don't think there's any power weapons. I think it's just standard weapon pickups.
Wow, that is. I can't think of kind of a better way, I guess, to prove who's better in a way.
Yeah, exactly. I don't. Yeah, it's just straight.
Me will go all BRs and just better player wins.
Yeah, the better player wins. Really, no better way to end it off. And tensions are high here. I think tensions are even higher for the side of for Arizona State because they were so close to winning it. Then they lost 2 in a row, and now they're like, great, we could get reverse swept here. Where I think the Broncos should keep the mentality of it's just another match to us, just another Slayer.
Oh, we're going to get into it. Boise State versus Arizona State. The Broncos have rallied from behind, and now they have a chance on taking the whole thing. And have gotten the first blood, but it's quickly evened back, just like I would think it would be for a match of this type.
Definitely not going to be no slowing down in terms of this matchup. There might be a little bit as the scores get closer together, but I have a feeling it's not going to slow down. 1 second here in the beginning. There's just going to be go, go, go. Let's try and get as early as the lead as we possibly can. So far right now, it's the Broncos that are taking a hold of it. What? Arizona State quickly closing that lead again and gaining theirs back.
Now the Sun Devils are going to find themselves in the lead. We have a commando being gotten by Vagar. See how well that can do. 2 lead for the Sun Devils. They move in on 4. Melee from Vagar, trying to bring it back. Not going to find that one.
Amazing up into the shot grenade, getting some damage off here.
Ooh. Grenade spam thrown out. He's trying. Oh, he was trying to find just a little bit of time that he could recharge on everything.
Yadi waiting for the team to respawn here. Now 4 up. The team is ready to push in, take some space, attempt to get this lead back here. A 1v1. Really low in their own space. I think the thing that Boise State really needs to focus on here is not taking too many 1v1s. Their real skill is being a team that can be everywhere at once.
Able to win that. Oh, but they get caught from behind.
Heat Wave is a dangerous weapon. Arizona State still leading by just less than half.
Boise State moving cohesively as a team unit, trying to find those safe engagements they can find, but from all around, Arizona State is raining fury down on them. Is now in the lead 20-10.
Captain Nash ended up pulling off a big play there, getting 3 melee kills in a row. Absolutely massive here. Sarah is going to get one. Going to press the advantage. Vagar low, but trying to get more, but it just seems like everything the Broncos do right now is just being met with more eliminations from the side of Arizona State.
Captain Nash is the one who has already gotten to double digits in his KDA. Nade thrown out, just trying to give him a bit more space. Stay Ambition just drops down from above. Now True Mortar picks up a double.
There's one more there.
And he gets enough time to go back up to full health. Huge if Broncos can pull off a win on this team fight. This is a decider for them. Nice nade by Reality. Boise State starting to close that gap.
Slowly but surely.
Oh boy. Now just 5 away. They've cut the lead in half.
Now making Arizona State be a little more cautious with the fights they take. True Mortar gets taken out. Or actually, it's Vagar that's taken out. True Mortar finding themselves a little bit in open area. Now the True Mortar going down. Went from a 5 lead to a 6 lead. Oh. So many of the Broncos are low right now.
This is startling me, all of these names. Seems both teams are doing best when they really get these ambush-style attacks.
Ooh. An ambush style, that's what they're doing. And it's working. Now they're right back up to this 10-point lead.
Oh my goodness, that is dangerous. One pick. Boise State's still trailing by around 10.
Trying to win these 1v1s. True Mortar gets a good nade off, gets assisted by Reality here. Still feeling the pressure. Gonna get assisted by Reality again. Reality's gonna clean up one more time. Now down by 7. Evading the attacker just a little bit, but isn't able to find the melee attack.
Now we're in the home stretch for Arizona State. They're just 9 away from winning this and moving on in this tournament, maybe to get some revenge against the team that sent them down here into the lower bracket. Boise State fighting to keep moving on. They were down 2, drove it all the way to this game 5. We're still at about that 10-kill lead. Whoa. Boise State is really playing cautiously. Like any sort of peek around, hit around the corner, they're just waiting, trying to wait this out. Reality is kind of bobbing and weaving back and forth. Oh, 37-46.
Getting tough. This out of Broncos win this 1v1. Just back and forth. Not able to land a whole lot of shots there. 2v1. There goes just one more elimination for the side of ASU for them to take map number 5.
Would have to be a perfect game from here on out, and I like go out with the sidekick.
Oh! What a great reversal. But at the end of the day, there was just one too many there. And that's going to be Arizona State that's going to be moving on to the semifinals.
But that was a very good match overall. Yeah. Very, very exciting, and the Broncos still drove it to a game 5. So great job overall. It was probably the best end I could have asked for.
Yeah, 100%. I think, Arizona State's definitely a strong team. We mentioned it from the very beginning that they were going to be a strong team, and mentioned it from 2 maps ago as well, that we're going to get the quarterfinals and it's going to start getting a little dicey in terms of the teams we're going to play are going to be some quality players, and they're going to be consistent of really good people. That's going to be a challenge to take on, and that definitely proved to be ASU, and they end up taking it. They end up moving on, but nevertheless, I think any other day of the week, BSU can end up taking them on as a team, and that series could go either way.
So do you have any final thoughts overall as we prepare to close out the Halo season?
GG's to every team, all the teams that played. GG's to our guys as well in those chairs, playing their hearts out. You took it to game 5. You didn't give up. That's all you can really ask for, and better luck next time.
All righty, well, that'll going to do it for us today. We want to thank you for joining us. We do have a chance to name a player of the game, though, and man, I don't know, because earlier on throughout the day, I probably would have said True Mortar, but there were lots of players that got north of double digits in that KDA toward the end.
I think my pick is going to be the True Mortar, just because I talked about the True Mortar so much. So it would feel wrong to go any other pick. So I'm going to stick with the True Mortar.
All right, I'm going to go Vagar.
Vagar, yeah, really good choice. Honestly, all 4 of them could get it individually as well. I don't think being such a small team, you have to have 4 really strong players. So either one of them could get it.
It is going to be the Mortar. Yeah, and he just led so far, was consistent top fragger, and absolutely went insane on his play. Especially, I remember this. Just insane play on the Bulldog.
Getting 4, it had multiple multi-frags. I think that was the big thing of what really contributed to them being picked solely as the player of the game.
Well, the player of the game is brought to you by Idaho Central Credit Union, who believes a great player makes a team more successful. Just like how Idaho Central helps its members achieve financial success, the Mortar is going to be your ICCU player of the game. And overall, just beyond the player of the game, we'll have the top 5 plays of the game brought to you by the Idaho Army National Guard. Invites you to take your impressive critical thinking skills into real time. More than 10 jobs offering a $20,000 bonus and your degree of choice paid for. Idaho Army National Guard is one of the best teams to join out there. Reach out to them on Twitch at iGuard Gaming. But that's going to do it for us today. It's Jacob and Colin thanking you for joining us. Now get out there and enjoy the nice weather. Have a wonderful weekend, and we'll see you next week for more esports action. Bye-bye for now.
Controlling a little bit more of the area here, but there's only one Ohio State member running around trying to avoid. Gets the stick. Realita's going to be able to pull some back for the time being. Boise State's going to take back control of the oddball right here. A long 1v1. And Realita's going to be able to close it out. Hey, but the contest comes through. And now they're holding all 3. This is a massive momentum gain in terms of every second you're getting 2 points.
How long can Boise State build up their score is the question. Long-range shot right onto Blaze.
A little more than 2. Yeah, they're gonna get the second one here so far. They are now halfway to claiming map 1. Second point now opens up. Looking at Asteria. Asteria's gonna get one. Still aware there might be somebody down below. Now it's gonna take a fight. Gets one.
Freddy Fazbear's make a Pizzaplex vibe from this.
A little bit, yeah. I could definitely see that. Turn down the brightness and down the brightness and turn the contrast up. He's definitely out that. Ooh, no scope.
Oh, slide right into each other. Here we go. Going for the fourth. Well, I'll pick up an assist. Look, I'm happy with that. A triple and an assist.
Triple and assist. Being True Mortar is going to take the fight. They drop the ball, take the double. Now it's a 3-on-2. They were able to get 2, but Reality's able to clean it up, resume control of the ball.